Guys, welcome back to Maelstrom Wargaming and welcome to round 5 of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament.
Round 5.
Round 5, I'm Mikey.
I'm Toby.
And this is the Champions Trophy.
It's
Look how
huge.
cool that is.
Look how big this is.
Look at, compare it to your head. My head's
It's massive.
Big. It is absolutely
It's solid. Like, good luck to anyone trying to take that home.
Yeah, that is definitely going to get shipped.
But that's what we're all here for, Mikey. That's what all the players are here for.
We're all fighting
72 players.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yesterday we saw 3 games.
Yes, 3 games.
Friday we saw 1 game.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of mirror matches.
Yeah, we have.
Because we've seen Blood Angels triumphantly fight the Drukhari.
Yep.
Who are currently on table 1.
Yes.
Once again,
Yep.
Mr. Joe Moscadini from game 1.
He is.
Lost versus Drukhari.
Yep.
Has gone full 32.
Yep.
Max wins yesterday to go back onto table 1.
Yep.
So if he does win this game, he'll actually be fighting in the final to win the actual event.
Potentially, Mikey, yeah.
Even though he lost his first game.
Even though he lost his first game. So that's what's interesting about the SN Battle Report setup, guys. So like we say, across the whole weekend, we play for 32 tournament points. Both the players are playing for them. And if you win the whole 32, it sets you in good stead to really do well in the event, Mikey.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So today we have Boris from Badman Cafe playing Drukhari.
Yes. So it's what you expect to see at the top, Mikey. So
it is what you expect to see at the top.
It is, yeah. So
you want to tell us about Angel?
I will tell you about Angel as well. So he's playing Drukhari as well, guys.
Angel from Deep Game Spain is also playing Drukhari right now. So just
actually,
over there.
In the top 4 positions, guys, we actually have Drukhari, Blood Angels, Drukhari. And this is what you'd expect to see in a mono codex event. Everyone said Drukhari are amazing, and here we are, guys. We have Drukhari filling 3 of the top 4 positions. Yeah. Speaking for itself, really.
Really, exactly.
Yeah.
So we have a bit of a mirror match. One people might be thinking, oh, Toby, a mirror match.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a boring game, isn't it?
It's the ultimate test of skill, Mikey, in a mirror match.
It certainly is.
The ultimate test of skill.
It is. So with the mirror match, because they basically have the same list, there's a lot of Talos, there's a lot of Flyers, there's a lot of Ravagers.
There's a lot of Ravagers.
Can you imagine if the rule of 3 was big table? One of them be losing their Ravagers.
We actually had 12 Talos on this table, Mikey.
12 Talos. 6 Ravagers?
6 Ravagers. 4 Flyers.
Yeah.
3 Flyers, maybe.
3 Flyers.
3 Flyers, yeah. Which is actually
one
bizarre.
White Raven from Boris and 2
Regiment Jetfires. Hell. Yeah.
So it should be an interesting game. It's all going to come down to skill.
Incredible game.
And whoever wins this game in the semi-final will go on to face off potentially the Blood Angels or potentially more Drukhari.
Or we could even see someone from table 3 with a 32-0 leapfrog back up to the top, Mikey.
It certainly is. So there is Chema, who's on 4 wins. He's playing Demons against, I'm not sure the
Triple Baneblade.
But yeah, triple Baneblade. I can't remember his name, but Triple Baneblades. So obviously there's a limited army restriction format in this event. We can see it going crazy, basically. Yeah. So let's have a look at the game, right?
Yeah,
let's just see what Boris and Angel are doing. We can talk to you all day as much as we are in, so is this. Let's go and have a look at the game. So the mission today is, it is No Mercy as a primary mission.
Kill points, mate.
Kill points, just kill each other.
We're playing kill points.
Yeah, let's just kill all the Drukhari.
You kill me, I kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have the secondary as Deadlock. So this is where you have so many cards. I believe it starts at 6 and it's
it starts at 6, yeah, that's right.
So turn 1 you'll have 6.
Yep.
Turn 2 you'll have 5.
Yep.
And so on.
Yep.
And then from the...
What's the caveat though in this mission, Mikey?
Well, there is a bit of a cheeky caveat,
and what is that,
Drukhari.
Mikey? You tell me about this.
From Battle Round 3, all stratagems are double cost. This is like...
So you're telling me if I use Vex in Battle Round 3, it's 8 command points, Mikey?
It is going to be 8 command points.
Wow. That's a big deal.
That's a little bit of a big deal.
So what we'll probably expect to see, guys, is players burning through command points nice and early while they're still cost effective.
Exactly, yeah.
Nobody wants to pay 2 command points to re-roll a 1 to a 1. No. We've seen that a lot this weekend.
So it's like, this is a bit like a blast from the past, this mission.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is, it's like throwback to the early days of 8th edition. So No Mercy is the very first mission in Eternal War.
Yep.
Deadlock, I think, is the second mission. But they are also playing the old style deployment setup.
Yes, they are.
So they're actually using all 3 deployment types in this tournament.
Yep.
So basically, with the alternative deployment,
I'm not sure they did alternate deployment this one, Mikey.
No, they did.
Oh,
watched them do it.
Okay, perfect.
So they used the very first style of Warhammer deployment. They alternate deployment, and then whoever set up first, or finished setting up, or ran out of units, actually chose who went first. Okay. So that's actually the first inclination of 8th edition deployment.
Yeah.
We had that one. Then we had whoever sets up first gets +1 roll off.
Yep.
And now we have back to how it was in 7th edition. Set up the entire army. They go who first. So as I said, we have Let's say hello to people in chat. Master Arcade, how you doing? Jay Court, how you doing, big man? Morning, guys. Big shout out to Matt Dragay and Mike Raza from Crossswords. Yeah, we had Matt Dragay on the stream yesterday.
We did.
Against Jay. He actually managed to get the win.
Master Arcade, ooh, look at all those filthy Talos. My worst enemy, ain't that right, Mikey, with a winky face.
I think I know who that is now. we actually had a game. He was like, bring your A game. I need to practice for an event. And I brought Talos and he didn't like it.
Laser Guns, thank you very much for the follow.
Appreciate
Antonio
it.
D Games, Talos Mosh Pit in the middle, that's right. So the players are actually still deploying at the minute, guys, but you can see a face-off between the 12 Talos.
Exactly.
And this is what you'd expect to see. So we just heard from the table that Boris actually finished deploying first.
Interesting.
So Boris will potentially be getting that +1, Mike.
Yeah, so thankfully all the Drukhari different colour.
Yes, that would be very helpful.
Boris's dark black and green Dark Eldar.
Which is on the left of your screen.
Yep. Versus Angel's purple ones.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Every denial, they get priority orders and every denial, does it get automatically? Or does the wolf have to specifically do something, so you have to discard it and get something else?
It'll be your call for that one, because it's weird. It's a terrible card.
Do you play it?
I normally say...
No, I think it's something that you actually have to score.
Yeah. We had a bit of a rules question. GDM Skyle, thank you for that. Rules question. Priority orders received and area denial.
It's a questionable one, Mike.
It is.
Very contentious.
Can the Warlord score area denial?
I think in this event...
If he stands in the middle and shouts really loudly, this is mine, does that count?
Well, I don't think it does in this event, Mike.
No,
I don't think the Warlord is specifically scoring that objective. So I think in that case, they've gone for a redraw.
Okay, well. They got for redraw, never mind. So yeah, we have Talos versus Talos, Ravagers versus Ravagers.
Yeah.
So shall we go through the lists?
We shall. Raging Redbeard, what time is it? Yes, we have gone an hour behind, so we've all lost an hour of sleep, I'm afraid.
Yes.
So it's currently 9:23 in Gibraltar, 8:23 in the UK. And let's go through some lists, Mikey. So I have Boris's list in front of me here.
Yeah, you want to go for Boris?
He's named it the Void Scarabs.
Void Scarabs.
They are painted relatively voidy, and they look gorgeous in up and close. So we have a battalion detachment, Mikey, and this is a Prophets of Flesh battalion detachment.
Yeah.
So this is what you commonly see with the Coven. Yeah, it's very, very good. Reason being, we have Urian Rakaf, Mikey.
we just broke the stream. Okay, you carry on.
Okay, sure. So Angel's coming in with a siege actually now, guys. He fails to see, so it will be Boris's turn coming in now, guys. Okay. So I'll just continue with Boris's list. We have the Prophets of Flesh battalion. We have Urian Rakaf as the Warlord with Diabolical Soothsayer.
Yeah.
We have a Homunculus, and he has the Vexator Mask.
Oh, the Vexator Mask. I've never heard of that. What is that?
So the Vexator Mask is a twofold incredible relic. Not only can you point at a unit and say, you can't overwatch me. Yeah. On top of that, Mikey, you can point at that unit and say, you can't fight me until everyone else has fought.
Oh, okay.
It's incredible.
That's nice of him.
It's incredible. And then to round off the battalion, we have 3 units of 5 racks. Nice and simple. We have
obviously with being in the Prophets of Flesh, everyone has a 4%
Exactly. And everyone gets +1 strength and toughness if they're surrounding Urian and the Homunculus.
Yes, they do. Urian gives strength and toughness.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, hopefully the players have spotted this, but the Homunculus has a special rule. It says it gives all friendly Coven units +1 toughness. Okay. Urian has a rule that says gives all friendly units +1 toughness. However, he gives all Coven units.
Okay. Not all friendly Coven units. Oh, wow, okay.
So should Angel know about this, bearing in mind I've seen Angel's list, he can actually utilise Urian to get strength. Hopefully he spots that, but I really hope he does.
It'll be good to see.
It will be an awesome play.
Very cheeky.
We've got donation in the chat from Jay Court once again.
So Talos Spam is the way to go then.
Oh, we said that together, that was cute. That was really cute.
I don't know if it's the way to go, especially in Mono Codex. So the reason why Talos Spam kind of fell down from being king is because of Deathwatch, right?
Yeah.
But Deathwatch in Mono faction are not the best army in the world to play.
No.
So what you commonly find is Deathwatch plugged in with some Imperial Guard and a Knight, and it works really well. And Deathwatch are the way to get rid of the Talos. So carrying on with
as you are.
Boris's list. So we actually have 7 grots, Mikey. Grots are what
7 grots.
Colloquially called
grots or grotesques.
Grotesques, Mikey. Okay. So we have the Monstrous Claws here, guys. These are a phenomenal combat unit, folks. Phenomenal.
Do you know much about what they do?
Why don't you tell the people at home?
Did you know they're toughness 5?
Wow. Wait, so you're telling me if I stand near my Homunculus, I'm toughness 6?
Yes, they are toughness 6.
Wow. And how many attacks do I have?
They have like 4 attacks.
Wow.
With like.
Surely they're only strength 4 then?
No, they're like strength 6.
Wow. Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
They have a 4+ invulnerable.
Okay.
And 4 wounds.
Wait, so you're telling me this unit of 7 grotesques has 28 wounds?
Yeah.
Toughness 6.
Yeah.
4+ invulnerable.
Yeah.
4 attacks each. That's strength 6.
Yeah. Do you know how many points they are? Have a guess.
There must be 500, right? 500 points for that unit.
No, let's be realistic. This should be like 80 points.
Okay. I can actually reveal, guys, that unit is 245 points.
There's 35 points on model turn.
245 points. I don't know how I feel about that. That must mean there's 8.
The word is sick.
No, there is 7. There is 7.
Morning, Nambrook and Daisy Duke the dog, and yeah, so this isn't even their final form.
No, it's not. And
you can't take a Doomsday in this format.
So that's not the end, Mikey.
But no,
that's not the end of the list. We have 6 Talos.
Okay. Only
We have
6.
6 Talos.
Not 9.
Only 6, he says.
Not 9.
Only 6.
What
So
kitted out with?
the standard loadout, Mikey, so we have a chain flare and macro scalpel on every single one.
Very
and
good.
we have the 2 haywire blasters.
Okay, so
That's what you'd expect to see.
yeah. So the chain flail doubles their attacks, which are really good for getting hordes.
Yep.
Macro Scarpels up their strength, getting -2 and 2 damage, which is really good to kick it out. Bigger things like other Talos.
Exactly.
So
And just in case any of you guys don't know, Talos are incredibly hard to shift. And what you'll probably find is that both players will have a homunculus that will follow them around all game, or in obviously Boris's case, Yuri and Rakaf as well, just to buff them, make them even harder to kill. They have 7 wounds each, Mikey.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
the thing is, with 7 wounds, it's deceptively good. The reason being is because you have so much damage to
You can never one-shot them, right? Unless you have like a Titan that has 8 damage weapons.
Yeah,
You're never going to one-shot.
Yeah,
true.
one selection. But the thing is, there's so much damage to weapons out there. Let's say you've got damage 2. Those Talos may as well have 8 wounds.
Yeah, for sure, exactly.
But then what they do, just to be rude, they have a 6 up ignore damage.
Yeah, okay.
They get powerful pain. So then they can advance and re-roll.
There must be a mobile,
charges.
right? They don't have the fly keyword, do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're telling me, Mikey, is they can fall back and shoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that you would, because you're Talos.
And so if there's a surely with such a powerful combat unit, if there's a big wall in the way, they can't just fly over that, can they?
You definitely can.
Okay. So
the guys have agreed that they've got the big spaceship in the middle. It's kind of not ruined, but it's not impassable either. But you can't walk through it. But you can fly over.
Yes. And fly's obviously going to be quite powerful in this game time because we have 3 flyers, 12
exactly.
Talos,
Everything flies.
3 Ravagers, which I'm getting onto now, folks. So that is just the Prophets of Flesh battalion, guys. A lot going on there.
Yep.
We have a spearhead detachment for Boris as well. Cabal of the Black Heart. This is what you'd expect to see again.
Cabal of Black Heart, so that'll give any vehicle in there and you're suffering 6 ignore damage. And also a cheeky vet.
Yes, exactly. So we have an Archon. We've paid 1 command point for the Writ of the Living Muse, Mikey. So we've got the 2 relics in there. And we have 3 Ravagers.
Nice.
Disintegrated cannons on every single one. So that's 27 disintegrated cannon shots, Mikey. And just to top it off,
5, -3,
the Void Raven Bomber.
Tasty.
It's a good list. It's a really good list. So why don't you talk us through what Boris is up against, Mikey?
So I can't actually open the list.
Okay.
So you're going to open the list. I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat. Dan Brooks says taking the mother out for breakfast soon, Mother's Day, but comes this checking these on stream. Flashback. So I actually played Dan on a battle report once with Grotesque, and he does not like them. There is. But there you go. In the UK, it is currently Mother's Day.
It is.
So if anyone's not busy right now on Twitch, could you please click this? Mother, happy Mother's Day. Sorry, I'm going to talk about toy soldiers all weekend. I love you very much.
So Antonio D. Gim says he thinks one has more flyers, and he's absolutely correct. So we actually have Angel's list coming up now for you folks.
So I'm going to go through his list.
Mikey will talk you through that.
So there's a little bit of tea.
Tea?
Tea's been spilt.
Oh no.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So in this format, everything in the army has to be WYSIWYG.
Right.
But also you cannot use index options.
Okay.
Which is fair. It's fair enough.
Sounds fair
it's
enough.
strict, but it's fair enough. You know?
As long as everyone knows the rules.
As long as everyone's read the rules pack and checked their list, there's no issues, right?
No.
However, Angel has used the battle scribe to write his list, right?
As you would.
As you would, which automatically puts a splinter pistol on a homunculus.
So automatically.
Yeah, it's just there. Stock.
Right.
Which makes a homunculus 70 points. However, a homunculus cannot actually take a splinter pistol unless you're allowed an index option because a splinter pistol for homunculus isn't available.
Yes.
So you actually have to take a stinger pistol,
Okay.
which is 5 points.
Right, so what you're telling me is that Battle Scribe incorrectly points a homunculus. It should be 75 points.
Realistically, yeah, it should be 75 points and you should be able to drop to a splinter pistol as an index.
Yes.
So what this means is that Angel's list was actually illegal yesterday.
Wow.
Which is a little bit big, but
big.
it's also...
If you put it into context though, Mikey, You're talking about a pistol, but it probably doesn't fire anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not the point, is it, I guess?
It's not the point. The list was illegal. So what we've done is we've spoken to the opponents, and everyone says they don't care.
Yep.
And then for this one, Angel has actually changed to a Stinger pistol, and then lost the unit of Cabalites to the pistol.
Yes.
So now he's 25 points down.
Yep.
So he's made up for every other game. For all those 5 points he went over, he's now under.
Yeah, but he's made up for 5 games.
Exactly. And now he's in round 5.
Yep.
So he's 5 points under basically. So we'll go through his list. He has a battalion of the Cabal of the Black Heart.
Okay.
He has an Archon with a Venom Blade, a Splinter Pistol, Labyrinthine Cunning, and Writ of the Living Muse.
What you'd expect to see, huh?
Labyrinthine Cunning, basically, has the command point farm, so on a 6 he'll get command points back.
Yep.
The Writ of the Living Muse, he re-rolls ones to hit as naturally as an Archon, but now that one gives out re-roll wounds. Massive shout out to J Court. First day of the tournament, I'm playing in yesterday. Vindicare killed my opponent's Warlord in turn 1, and my Castellan one-shotted the Shadows. Absolutely horrific, but absolutely fantastic, brother. So then we have 3 units of Cabalite Warriors. Yep, it would have been 4. But we have 3 units of Cabalite Warriors.
F's in the chat for the unit of Cabalite Warriors.
F's in the chat. I mean, it's a bit rubbish, but at least it gets disqualified, right?
Yep.
And then we have 3 heavy support choices.
I wonder what they are, Mikey.
I think they are a Ravager with 3 disintegrate cannons.
Okay.
Times 3.
Wow.
Times 3. 3 disintegrate cannons, 3 times.
Okay, just to inform you guys, an update from the table. Boris has actually finished his movement phase, Mikey. So what do you think about the movement phase we've seen there from Boris?
I think he's gone way too aggressive.
I would say the same. So what's actually happened is Boris has had to move around the big crush up in the middle.
Yeah.
And he's put all his eggs in one basket on that one flank, realistically.
Yeah, so he's got moved these Talos up here.
Yep.
And he's got these Talos are quite far away.
Yep.
So basically, if Angel wanted to, he could move the Talos up and countercharge quite consistently.
Okay, so I've actually just looked at the table as well, Mikey, that Angel has elected to use lightning fast reactions on one of the units targeted. Not sure what unit just yet. Okay. And then Boris vectored it, and then Angel vectored the vect, Mikey.
We had a double vect! I love it! I love a double vect!
Wow. So
Boris is like, get vect, but Angel went, no, get vect! He said just louder. Whoever says it louder.
Get vect, bro.
So we just lost about 15 CP, right?
We're waiting to find out what the rules are for the vects. Right, we'll soon be back to you. So it looks like Angel has used 5. It looks like none of the players rolled a 6 with the vet, Mikey, so nobody got the command points back.
So Boris has spent 4, Angel has spent 6. Are we about to find out?
In the end, we actually got baited, guys, from the table. Angel didn't vect in the end.
Okay.
So Boris just vected the lightning fast reactions. So Boris will be down 4 command points.
Yeah.
And Angel will be down
none.
None command points, that's right. Because excuse me, Boris didn't roll a 6, so Angel keeps his command points.
Exactly. If he rolls a 1, nothing happens. It just
as one stack Talos and the other stack Flyers, they did you dog. No, they're both stacked Talos, basically. where you see one Flyer for Angel, you see Grotesque for Boris, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just confirm what unit was actually being shot at.
Yeah, and I'll carry them for the list. So Angel has 2 Razorine jet fighters with twin splinter rifles and 2 disintegrate cannons, and then he has a spearhead detachment of homunculus with a Stinger pistol and an Exeter mask.
Okay. That's what you'd expect, right?
Yeah, exactly. 2 units of 5 Scourges with 4 Haywire blasters in each unit. Do you know how much damage that is, Toby?
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
We worked out on Friday that 4 Haywire blasters can put out up to 120 damage.
So it looks like Boris is actually opening fire on one of the Ravagers, folks, which is probably the good call.
Yeah,
get those disintegrate cannons out the way, because they will do damage to the Ravagers, the Talos, if they can wound them, Mikey.
It is 5 to wound.
It is 5 to wound, but I mean, that's going to be the case.
His Ravagers are going to be really good at killing the opponent's Ravagers.
And yeah, exactly, and they're easy kill points if we elect back to the No Mercy mission.
Exactly.
Kill points, easy kill points to kill the Ravagers, pop them Ravagers.
But then I would just go through the rest of the Angel's list. We have the 3 units of Talos. We have 2 Talos, 1 with Stinger Pod, 2 one with 2 Haywire blasters.
Yep.
Both with macro scalpel chain flails.
Yep.
And then the other 2 units, both have Haywire blasters.
Okay.
And 2 macro scalpels and chain flails. So they're the list. We got there eventually. We are feeling a bit croaky today. We have been talking for 12 hours of Warhammer.
I've actually just heard, Mikey, that a unit of 2 Talos have actually dealt enough wounds to leave the Ravager on 3 wounds left.
Ouch. Do we know which Ravager?
It's the one closest to us at the bottom there, that purple Ravager. 3 wounds remaining.
Can I find them out? This one here?
Yeah.
That Ravager?
Yeah, Ravager.
3 wounds.
3 wounds remaining.
3 wounds.
That's the power of Haywire.
That is the power of Haywire, my friend.
So for those who don't know, if you fire a Haywire weapon, you have D3 shots from each of those Haywire blasters. And obviously we have 2 Haywire blasters, 2 haywire blasters on each Talos. So you have 4d3 shots from Uno to Talos.
Yeah. They don't really hit on 4s.
They hit on 4s, which is a bit of a shame, but if they win on 6s, Mikey, what happens?
Well, if they win on 4s.
If they win on 4s, it's 1 mortal win.
Yeah. If they win on 6. D3.
D3 mortal wins for us.
And an insult, so because you had to take an armor save at -1.
Yes, exactly. And we all know Drukhari have paper tanks, right?
They do have paper tanks. But mortal wounds are not good. I mean, they do have the 6 will be no damage.
Because they're Vex, right?
DPR roll,
as we call. They're black hat.
Because they get inert from suffering, which is the power from pain for all vehicles. Hey Mikey, I know you're talking about toy soldiers on the internet with your mum, but I have to awkwardly paint my army from hate hostilities that my family have run. This day. Fantastic, brother. So it looks like he's opening fire at another Ravager.
Okay,
Find out exactly
so I can just inform you guys that one of the first Ravagers of Boris opened fire into the injured Ravager.
Yeah.
Dealt 2 wounds, saved 1, failed 1.
Okay.
Come up and reroll that 1, failed it again, Mikey. So he took 2 damage, and then the damage prevention roll came in, and he only took 1 in the end. So he's actually got 2 wounds remaining on that Ravager now. I hear some shouts from the table.
It looks like he's just made some more saves. It looks like he's just saved from the final Ravager by the sounds of it. We'll find out.
So the Ravager is down to 1 wound remaining, guys.
Wow.
We actually had the Ravager opening fire again. 2 wounds go through, 1 saved, 1 not saved, and he actually made 2 black hat saves.
Box hearts! Box cars, that's it, not box hearts.
So,
box hearts, that's a good name for it. There we go.
Hayden88 is now hosting us. Thank you very much, Hayden. We
Appreciate it, brother. We heard Bizarre's cheating.
You heard him
cheering.
That was Bizarre
cheating.
cheering. That was Bizarre cheering.
That's his nickname. Angel's nickname is Bizarre.
Where are the big fires from Angel? Out of scene. So if Mikey just changes the scene here for you, you may be able to spot them. They're actually on the corner of his deployment.
Yeah,
you can see one there.
There's one out for you. There's one.
The other side, guys. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's one that's just. It looks like the camera's been knocked this morning, so there's one just up.
So we will change that as soon as we can, but for the time being, we'll have to make do things. Okay. So now the Void Raven Bomber is opening up. They're opening salvo, splitting fire into both of the injured Ravagers, from what I've heard from the table.
That's these two, right?
The two ones in the middle. Well, the one in the middle and the one down, and the one at the top is
these
currently fresh.
Shot.
Yeah, correct.
That one is like A-OK.
That's fresh. Hence the tick. That's the tick. You wouldn't expect a red tick, but yeah, that one is absolutely fresh.
There you go. Red tick. Well, why don't we find out what's going to be happening in the rest of the event from
Sounds like a great idea, man.
Mr. Stephen Pardo, the absolute legend. Let's get rolled to him now to find out. It looks like the camera's crashed again, so Pardo, just your old voice. Go for it.
Hello.
Your old voice, no camera.
It's game 5. Everybody's very excited here. We've just got a short update for you. So everybody's very excited. Top tables have gone in. I've started playing. Everybody's really excited as well. We're really excited here as well at SN. It's our first event, a massive good GT. Everybody's really happy with the event. We're really happy with the event. So let's see how day 3 gets on. So I'm going straight to game 1, to table 1. We have Ben Jones and his Drukhari playing Joseph Moscardini and his Blood Angels. Really good from Joseph Moscardini. He was the only player to actually get 3 full points games in day 2. So full 32 points in all of his 3 games on day 2. If you have been watching the live stream, he played on day 1 on Friday night, and he actually lost that game. Still managed to get some points. I think he managed to get like 12 points out of that. But he's just speeded all the way up, rocket up all the way to the top table, and is now playing Ben Jones. He's also managed to get first turn onto that, and as you well know from the live stream, it's a no mercy mission. So he's very happy with this. There's a lot of units he can kill, so he might be able to take out Drukhari with a really good shooting phase and score a lot of points and hopefully get the primary mission. I was talking to Ben before the game. He's very worried about this list, and he said the last thing I want is Joe to go first, but sadly Joe is going first, so we'll see, and we'll see how that goes in the next updates. I'm moving over to table 7, where we have Felipe Bernard and Lyle Torok. So this is a very bad matchup for Lyle. Lyle's playing Adeptus Mechanicus with a lot of units, and we have Felipe Bernard with only 4 knights on the table. So all that Felipe has to do is kill more than 5 units for him to get full points on the primary. So very bad matchup for Lyle. it gets even worse. So Felipe actually is going first and has already killed 3 units. So he just needs to kill 1 more unit for him to actually guarantee a draw for him on the primary. Moving on to game 3, we have Chema. We've spoken about Chema's list a lot. So his Zinj army with a bit of Nurgle plague bearers in it as well. So he's been playing the Zinj army now for about a year and a half, I would say. But he's incorporated now the plague bearers for the army to have a bit more of resistance, and it's working really, really well. Like I said, he's in table 3, and it's really, really cool to actually see demons there. He's playing Adrian Bonal, so I don't think it's a very, very good matchup. So Adrian Bonal, again, we've mentioned before, has the 3 super heavies on it. I have no idea how that game is going to go. I know Chema has played 2 knight lists, so a lot of super heavies as well, and he's managed to win both games. But this has a lot more firepower in the list, so let's see how that pans out and what Chema has in offer for that game. Moving on to game 6, we have table 6. Sorry, we have Miguel Ferreira from Portugal, and he's playing Ross Champion from UK. Both very, very good players. And Miguel is actually going first at the moment. It's guards, so there'll be a lot of shooting. But as we all know, the Death Guard are very, very resilient and can withstand a lot of shooting from that. Moving on, we've got table 10. We've got Lee Dignam and Craig Murchie. Both of them have Dark Elder Forces. Both of them really good players as well. Similar lists. Craig Murchie is actually going first, and he's managed to get first strike with his first couple of shots. Moving on to table 9, so just beside them, we've got Colin Fabre from the Gibraltar Warhammer Club. So we're very excited to have one of the Gibraltar players in the top 10 tables. He's playing Thousand Suns, and he's playing Luis Alberto. So a very, very weird deployment from this. So we've got Luis Alberto deploying his full army onto a massive ruin. So he's playing Necrons. So it's also really cool to actually have Necrons playing the top 10. He's actually deployed everything in the ruins. Colin measured before he knew if he was going first or not. He saw that all his weapons were out of range, so he's let Luis go first for that. Moving over, we've got table 23. We've got Nick Rodriguez versus Nick Teague. This is really, really cool. So they've just started the game. Nick goes first with his knights. Nick Teague is playing Thousand Suns. Nick charges his errant into the Leviathan. The Leviathan does 8 damage in Overwatch with his flamers, so damage 2 on those flamers, auto hitting, so no 6s needed. He wounds 8 times. Nick goes for the big attacks, does 4 attacks, only he gets 1 hit and 1 wound, which Nick Teague actually passes in invulnerable phase, hits back and manages to kill the Imperial Knight. So that was crazy. Moving on to table 27, we've got a Jiboff. We've got DC from the Gibraltar Warhammer Club playing Joseph Yomi. Joseph Yomi has DC has just stole the initiative in that game, so we'll get you an update on that, how it's going. And lastly, hear this. So we've just had the 30-minute mark, and we've got Matt Trigay versus we've got Matt Morgan versus Nick Macedo from Gibraltar. That game has already finished after 30 minutes. So what happened was the Dark Angels stole the initiative against the Orcs. He had a really, really opening good turn. He's killed all the looters. He's killed all the big shooty firepower from the Orcs, and all the army has is boys. So Nick Macedo's deployment was also very good. What Matty Morgan has done is he's actually measured before he's actually started the game, and he's found out that he needs at least 2 or maybe 3 turns to actually get in combat with his boys. So they've actually called it a game because there's no way that he can actually compete. He has 2 turns to get to it, 2 turns of more shooting for him, and that's all the boys will have. What Matty thinks, all the boys would have gone, and he had no. He thinks that he had no chance in getting that score. And lastly, on table 4, we've got Matt Trigay and Darren Allen. They're actually just finished deploying. So we're playing No Mercy, which is the old style deployment. So 1 and 1 and 1, which is very, very slow. I'm really happy with what Games Workshop have done, bringing back the old format where you deploy your whole army. So he's Matt Trigay playing Imperial Guard, so a lot of units as well. Darren Allen playing his Gene Stealer Cult, a lot of units there as well. So, and he's, the blimps, it's a very slow process. So they've just started, so I'll give you an update of that. So guys, I've just finished. I'll see you soon in about 20 minutes.
Only sponsored by Honest Wargaming Rugby Cam, and welcome back to Maelstrom Wargaming. This is round 5, game 5, we're about to round 1 of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament.
Yep.
Guess where, Toby? In Gibraltar.
Who would have thunk it? Eh?
Who would have known? This is the semi-final of 72 players battling it out to become the first champion of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, the first of its kind.
Absolutely, Mikey. So we actually see Boris sat down. Boris has finished his turn now, Mikey. Okay?
Boris is having off, so
I
he's having a
can
quick run
confirm
up.
it has been a bloodbath.
It's been a bloodbath. So, what we saw is Boris was super aggressive.
Yes.
He flew his flyers over.
Yep.
Well, flew his flyers close. The Ravagers were like pumping into Ravagers. The
Yep.
Talons are pumping into Ravagers.
Yep.
No one likes Ravagers. And I'm pretty sure there were 6 Ravagers at the start of this game, Toby.
There's 4 now, Mikey.
Oh my god.
Angel has
Has
lost
Boris
2.
killed himself?
No, Angel has lost 2 Ravagers.
Okay.
And what actually happened, folks? 1 Ravager was destroyed, exploded, dealt damage to the others, okay?
Okay.
So there was a chain reaction there. And then the Void Lances from the Void Raven finished off the 2nd Ravager. So we're down 2 Ravagers, folks, okay? Which is a very good start, a very commanding position for Boris to be in. And I can actually tell you, Mikey, with some updates for points, it's been a very high point scoring turn for Boris.
So for primary, it's killed 2
We
units.
killed 2 units for the Eternal War, Mikey, that's
Ouch.
right.
That's a good start.
We scored 4 points for the Maelstrom of War, and we're currently beginning to defend Objective 6.
And
Objective
we get
6,
first.
ladies and gents. I can't actually tell where Objective 6 is.
Objective 6 is believed it's in the corner. As far as I'm aware, Objective
No, I think that one's 5, Mikey. So 6 is the one in the middle there with the towers.
Okay, this one.
That's just drawn incorrectly, yeah, that's right. So that
So
is
it's
number
drawn
6.
on my map incorrectly.
That is number 6.
Absolutely
there, folks.
terrible.
So
Who would do such
that
a
unit
thing?
of Talos began to defend that. So we could realistically see Boris on 2 points for the Eternal War, 6 points for the Maelstrom of War, and 1 point for the Tertiary before the start of his next turn, Mikey. Which is huge. A very, very commanding position to be in.
Very, very kind of vicious. I'm gonna. Oh, we've had a camera kick. Earthquake in the house. The camera is way off now, so we're gonna have to go fix that live.
I will fix
on
that.
the telly.
Be right back, ladies and
Mr.
gentlemen.
Toby is gonna go fix that. What I'll do is I'll do this, and then hopefully you can kind of see that. I'm gonna go top-down view, and we can watch Toby fix it for us all, because someone's kicked it. Basically, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Antonio Deep Game still, Cryptic Camera, how you doing? Viking, how are you doing, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're also Facebook. We're also live on SM Battle Report's Facebook page. We've got James Hamill, Samuel Robert Goodwin, and Imperium Gaming. How are you doing? I hope you're all having a great day. We're currently streaming to 3 platforms right now. We are live on SM Battle Report's Facebook page. We are live on twitch.tv/Hellstorm Wargaming, and we are live on youtube.com/Hellstorm Wargaming as well. So yeah, we're currently round 5, battle round 1. This is Boris went first. It's a Drukhari versus Drukhari mirror match. Both of them have the Vexator mask. Both of them have Talos. Both of them have had Ravagers. Well, they both had 3 at the start. Angel only has 1. But there you go. So we're going to try and find out what cards Angel has drawn for that. We're going into Angel's round 1. So it looks like the Talos are going for a counter charge, as we mentioned earlier. There's going to be a bit of a counter charge, I think. So we have the Talos here.
Hello, so I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to take some spicy information.
Spicy!
So apparently Boris decided to attempt to bait the 2 Talos on the top of the screen. And this seems like it's taking the bait function place. So Boris' plan, the majority of his force in the bottom of the screen for us, he's going to sweep around that flank and clear it. As you can see, 4 Talos have actually moved forward to kill 2 of Boris' Talos, which will be a waste essentially. And Boris can sweep around the side, clear up the rest, and then go from there.
Yeah, however, the thing is like, while it is bait, is these 4 Talos are going to kill these 2?
Yeah, they will.
But, like, then Boris is going to have to kill these 2.
Yeah, which is fine because he has other shooting as well. He has 3 Ravagers alive, a Void Raven.
Yeah.
4 Talos going in as well.
But maybe then Angel's Talos can come around here and deal with the Ravagers.
Well, you'd imagine someone that just play Ring of Roses all around the
Yeah, they will. So we'll have to see how they deal with that. But this is the thing. This is all about how the game is going to go. So let's go through Angel's cards. He's drawn Scour the Skies. Kill unit with that has fly. Guess what? Boris has loads of units that can fly, but they're really tough to kill. We have no prisoners, which is kill a unit, or kill 3 units to get more points, or kill 5 units
Hello
to get
folks, you
loads
should
of
be able
points.
to hear me now. Sorry about that.
No
Minor interruption.
We've got Big Game Hunter, so kill a unit that has a unit with 10 or more wounds. So he's either 3 Ravagers, or
He's got
one
flyers
of
on.
the flyers, yeah. He has Assassinate to kill character, which is
Might be
super
difficult
tough.
this turn.
Super
A little
tough.
bit too much of a reach, I imagine.
Kingslayer.
Again, very difficult.
So he has the Archon hiding.
From having played, it's actually Yuri and Rakarth.
Oh, is it Yuri?
Yes, that's right. From having played Talos myself, I understand how important it is to keep those characters alive, and that is exactly what Boris would do. I imagine Mikey being 4 wins and 0 losses at this event.
Yep, and then the final card he has is Secure Objective 1, which is this objective up here.
Cryptic Chimera, that is not very nice. You should be able to hear me now. Hopefully you can. What actually happened when I returned to the table, guys, I forgot to clip the mic near my mouth. So it was actually dangling on the floor, Mike.
The problem is like, you're very quiet as well, so I don't forget. Your microphone probably picked me up.
Yeah,
hello.
Yeah.
But that's a great thing. My gain is on 1, yours is on like 15. So you can definitely hear me. Everyone can hear me, but they can't hear you.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Well, you're having a brilliant Sunday morning on this Mother's Day.
Mothering Sunday.
Sunday. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And unlucky to the 72 players here playing today. Not saying.
Well, you say unlucky, Mikey, but it's been a great event so far.
It has been a great event, but their mums probably missed them. F in the chat for Mother's Day.
Cryptic Chimera, I love you too, my dude. It seems like he's painting his list for Hellstorm 2, Mikey, which is our event next weekend.
Which is also a faction.
It is.
Would Drukhari get around?
Very similar format, except we're playing ITC, aren't we?
We are playing ITC.
So the difference here is that we're playing a very own. It's almost like a homebrew set of rules, basically, in terms of the missions, Mikey, isn't it?
Yeah,
so we're playing.
So it's very similar to ETC.
Similar but different. Okay.
Similar but
don't
different.
translate the VP into tournament points to a certain extent. So we have an Eternal War mission, guys, and that is called the Primary. This is worth 16 tournament points. Basically, the players are playing for 32 tournament points. So the Eternal War mission is worth a maximum of 16, which is split among the 2 players, if in case you have a major victory, a minor victory, or a draw, okay? The same is true with the Maelstrom, the secondary, but that's only worth 12 points, I think. It's not as heavily weighted. And then we have the tertiary, which is First Blood, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker, and that's worth a maximum of 4 tournament points, for a total of 32.
Wow, okay. So there's a lot of points on the line. We have soft scores as well.
We do.
We have favourite player and favourite armies against a couple of soft scores. But we should have 1 person on 6 wings at the end of the day, and they will do that live.
Indeed.
Whilst on War Gaming. Indeed. And how cool is that?
That's cool.
Our first live tournament coverage for a grand tournament.
So
Any tournament.
Any tournament.
I mean, we've done live stuff before. We've done match reports.
We're not shy to cameras, are we, Mikey?
No,
we like a good camera every now and again.
I once did a 24-hour live stream with Elliot.
Okay.
That was terrible. At the dawn of 8th, we did a 24-hour live stream. We streamed 7 8th-edition games. That was crazy.
Samuel Goodwin, Imperium Gaming, James Hamill, welcome to the Facebook chat. Welcome to everyone in the chats across all the platforms.
Welcome. We're live everywhere, so make sure you tell everyone if they don't already.
If you walk
know.
outside, you'll probably see us on the screen.
We are actually live in New York right now. We are
Saturday
in
night.
Times New Square. And we are streaming to
It's not
everyone
Times
there.
New Square.
Is it New Times Square?
It's just Times Square.
It's Times New Square.
It's not Times New Square.
I bet it is.
Guys,
I bet you one Gibraltar
I'm
pound.
fairly confident it's just Times
Do
Square.
you know how much a Gibraltar pound is? It's worth a lot.
It's 1 Great British pound.
No, it's not. It's 1 Gibraltar pound.
So actually, guys,
It's 1 great pound.
let's get back on track, Mikey. We're playing a game of 40K.
We are playing a game
we're on
of
game
Warhammer.
5 of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, folks. There's a lot to play for in this game, and I have heard from the table that obviously we have Angel Scourge still in Deep Strike.
Yes, we do.
So this is kind of a, and you can see the Talos coming around as well. So he's actually moved all 6 Talos round. And what you've seen from Angel here is a very great move. He's moved the rest of his army around the other side. So, like we were saying before, he's almost countered that flank because now he's going to be 2 Talos down and actually be up because of that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. What we'll probably see next turn is the clash of the Talos. They'll probably stay there all game and just fight all game.
Yeah,
That tends to be the
It's going to
case.
be whoever charges first wins.
And then, obviously, because Boris went first, he's already killed 2 of those Ravagers. He'll have the upper hand in that regard. He'll have 3 Ravagers and 1 Void-Driven Bomb moving around.
Yeah.
Whereas Angel will only have 2 Razorwing Jet Fighters and a single Ravager rolling around. But the Scourges do come in.
Yeah. However,
Not this time.
Boris also has to go test in Deep Strike because I don't
He
see
does.
them on the board.
He does, doesn't he?
So you must use a webway portal to get them in Deep Strike. They're a super good unit. You bring them down turn 2, and then they reroll charges.
Of course they do.
Pain.
Power from Pain, Mikey.
So you basically, if you deep strike them, you get 8/9 is reroll.
I wish I had Power from Pain. When I stub my toe, I just cry. I don't get stronger.
Rubbish. You need to take more drugs
human
first,
power from pain.
clearly.
When you stub your toe, you get massive biceps, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
We just get hurt when we take it. Well, that's a shame. But, I mean, it is what it is. That's what they say, right?
It is actually what it is.
I'm not a crazy elf dude riding on a bike from Comorra, so he's a guy that sells electrical stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like Angel is going to be moving into the shooting phase now.
yeah,
Looks like
that's
some dice are being
absolutely right.
picked up. So movement is complete.
So
he's basically
Ravager
gone
on
full
Ravager
defensive.
action, Mikey.
Here we go.
Okay, so Boris has actually used lightning flash reactions, and I can confirm that Angel has tried to vect it, Mikey.
He's tried to vect it?
I think he successfully vected it, but he did not roll a 6. So Boris will be able to keep those command points.
Angel is down 40.
Yep, so what you see
It's almost
guys,
like the turn is happening once again.
it's literally, this is why they call them mirror matches, okay? Because it's basically, you take a step, I take a step.
Yep, exactly.
So we've just got on the table, they're actually down to 6 command points each. They've been farming command points back, Shaggy. Is that what's been happening? Because obviously Vect is 4 command points. Okay.
So they're both on 6.
We're just going to confirm from the table. Because obviously Vect is 4 command points now. Mike,
It's 4 command. It's not 2.
It's definitely not 2.
Yeah, if it was, I'd have one. We'd all have one.
Perhaps the Labyrinthine Cunning that we've seen on some of the and Diabolical Soothsayer as well, don't forget. So that will be D3 additional command points at the start of this.
This is very true.
So these may have impacted the command points they have, and this may
make sure we catch
6
up.
left. We're just finding out now from the table from Shaggy.
And then we can keep track of the scores for them.
Of course we can. Of course we can.
They're that nice.
So once again, thank you to everyone joining us. We're live on SM Battle Report's Facebook page, our own Twitch channel,
And YouTube.
and
YouTube.com.
and YouTube. And I can confirm, Mikey, from the table that they have been farming command points, and the Diabolical Soothsayer and Labyrinthine Cunning are doing work. So they do have 6 command points left each.
Wow, okay. There's 2 command
So
points.
here's the value of farming command points and getting extra ones at the start of the game, Mikey. It really, really helps.
It is really good.
All of a sudden, the capacity to use 2 Vex is now potentially 3 Vex.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes it super cheap. You just get the
We do have a player currently walking around the event. I think he may have already lost.
I think that's the guy. Matt with his orcs.
This is Matt, probably the wooden spoon.
He's buying breakfast by the looks of it. But he is an absolutely super cool dude. I think he's great.
So we have one Ravager firing at the Ravager, Mikey.
Yeah.
This is going to get old. Ravager on Ravager. Mono in mono.
Are they ravaging each other?
Obviously, it's the only Ravager that Angler has, and it's dealt 6 wounds to the Ravager that you can see there with the red dice, Mikey. That's the one.
Yeah, there you go. So shot over there. You can
Half damage in one run and shoot.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty solid. Now if you had 3 Ravagers,
Yeah,
you'd probably be able to
first
take
Razor
that.
Wing fire into the same Ravager, and then some shots into the Talos as well. I imagine the poison into the Talos, Mikey.
Yeah, because
It's actually really effective against the Talos.
What is it? Wins or falls?
Exactly, because they're not vehicles.
Yeah. Double L down morning chats. How you doing? We're getting them out of the way.
So, I think at this point we just submit to the fact that Ace will never be happy, and we just try and cater to everybody else. Unless it's Tyranids on Tyranids, he's not going to care.
No, exactly.
High Fleet Boro is not here, I'm afraid, Ace.
No.
We have one Tyranid player, and he's playing High Fleet Kraken. He's got 6 Carnifexes.
6 Carnifexes.
How do you feel about that, Ace? 6 Carnifexes.
He fought some Baneblades yesterday,
He
and I
did.
think it went well. So, morning, John Swallow. Missed the other days, but here for this one. Well, John Swallow is actually a Dark Eldar player as well.
Yes.
So we have all the Dark Eldar just for John. At least someone's happy.
So
with
we're
the match.
currently in Angel's shooting phase still, folks. We're in battle round 1 of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, game 5. We have 2 hours remaining, folks, of game. We do have an announcement from Pardo, so if you do hear that in the background, I do apologise. I think it's just a little bit of mention about the best army votes, Mikey.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what the background noise you get in a minute. Mr. Pardo, with his dulcet tones, is getting the other microphone because he just wants to be on the stream all the time.
Guys.
Listen.
So we actually have some shots going into the...
Some clapping.
We're not sure why, we're just joining in. We're joining in. Well done, everybody. Great stuff. And we're still clapping.
Oh, they're nominating the best army.
Oh, it's okay. We'll just keep clapping, man.
This is a weird time to do it, I'd say. It looks like we've had a Ravager destroyed.
Okay, so
Ravager destroyed by Angel.
That's right, Mikey. Ravager has been destroyed by the Razor Wing Jetfire there. Once the commotion has ended, folks, Pardo will be over to us and we'll be able to confirm what just happened there. There was a lot of clapping and a lot of cheering, so imagine something happened.
As I said, it sounds like best army nominations.
Yeah, possibly.
Because I heard a couple of names which I know with best army.
Razor Wing on the right is firing everything into the Talos.
It's the Talos. So this one.
Oh, never mind. Shaggy got that incorrect. So obviously it's same again. The poison into the Talos and the big nasty cannons into the Ravager front.
So that one there.
Yes, that's the
Go
one.
to the next one.
Okay. Thank you. So we do have some best army nominations, Mikey. We have Josh Hall's Craft Words that we saw on game 2.
Yeah.
We have Darren Allen's Genes to the Cult, which we saw on game 4.
Yes, we did.
Joe Moscardini's Voyages, which we saw on game 1. We have Mike Raz's Night Lords, and that is Drunk Mike, who infiltrated the stream on day 1.
Mike, the homeless man,
We have
has been nominated for best army, so when he's drunk he can paint better than everyone else, right?
We have Phil Lewis and his Adeptus Mechanicus, which are
that's
incredible.
Yeah,
and we have the famous Toby Lydiard with his black non-metallic metal custodes, which I'm fairly confident everywhere he goes picks up a best damning nomination.
Yes, he does.
They are so nice. Well, congratulations
But he
to all
got
the
out
players.
drunk this morning. He's not the drunkest as well, but Mike beat him by that by a landslide. So the two drunkest men both win best damning. Well, nominated.
Nominations, that's
Best
right. Yeah.
damning.
So well done to every single player that got nominated for best damning. We'll see how that
It
unfolds
looks
in the
like
rest
we
of the
must have
event.
a good eye because I've got 3 of those on the stream. So there you go.
Thank you very much, everybody. Let's get back to the game.
There you go. So as I said, these guys, whilst being good painters, are also fairly good players. So again, because we've only had top tables on the stream.
Yep.
So
Interestingly though, Josh actually scored 32 points in the game on stream. And he's got 6 points for the rest of the day. And he said that all his mental capacity went onto the stream game and then he whiffed the rest. So.
fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So it looks like we're going into a charge phase.
Okay, so I've actually had the disintegrated cannons from the Razorman Jetfire fired into the Ravager.
Yeah.
Everyone hit. None of them win, Michael.
No, that's not what he needs.
This is why you tend to take things like Doom and Jinx in the Drukhari and Eldari soup. And it just massively increases the value of these disintegrated cannons that you see across all
That's
the
the thing,
Drukhari
because what
armies.
you want to do in this game, right? It doesn't matter how many shots you get, but if you can increase your advantage by giving yourself rerolls, if you're going to roll on ones all day, then you're just going to fail. But if you can get the rerolls in, like increase your luck.
Exactly.
Why roll with dice ones when you can reroll them all? Good evening, fellas. That's Hyper Hazard. Well, good morning to you. It's currently 10 a.m.
No, Hyper Hazard is a viewer from America.
Well, there you go.
He's been here on day 1. Yeah, I remember that.
So good evening to you, and also good morning, because it's currently 10
So
a.m. in Gibraltar.
We currently have some Talos shooting Talos, guys. Talos on Talos action. I'm sure we'll say that a lot for the rest of this game. So we're in turn 1. Both players have had a bit of a turn now, Mikey.
Yeah.
If you were a betting man, where would you put your chips, so to speak?
Ooh, okay, so at the minute, Boris is about to lose 2 Talos.
Okay,
I think.
I would also say.
However, I think Angel is going to lose Atalos as well. Because I think that Boris will be daft not to intercept.
Well, you
intervene
can't
if-
because he has the Vexator Mass, Mikey.
Well, this is true. Yeah, fair. I forgot about that.
You cannot interrupt combat.
So the
with
Vexator Mask. Where is the Vexator Mask?
The Vexator Mask, I imagine, is inside that mess of Talos. I can't confirm
I don't
that.
think it's there. Is this like a token? I don't think that.
I don't know what that is, Mikey. Maybe I have no idea. I'm sure we'll find out from the table soon. But I would imagine, with them both being at this
You'd
point,
hope it's up here.
one
behind the Talos.
the homunculus with the
The
Vexator Mask
homunculus.
will be somewhere in the middle of those Talos.
The homunculus.
1 second, we'll just find out from the table now.
We're just wondering where the homunculus is. There we go. We're going to find out.
So that's my Mike as well. At least that's your prediction to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win the game? Not just this turn, Mikey, the big game.
No, I'm talking about this turn because it's important.
And I'm talking about this game, Mikey.
Yeah. So Boris doesn't have the Vexator Mask here, so he's gonna be strength 6.
Okay, so like Shaggy just pointed out, guys, the homunculus
go. Just
potentially
behind
will
him.
be in range to
Next to
Vexator
Boris's
Mask.
head.
And what often happens with
If he gets into
what
combat.
often happens is the homunculus will begin the charging,
Yep.
pray to the dark gods that the Talos will kill whatever you charge, otherwise the homunculus will die in combat. Because you can't overwatch the homunculus making with the Vexator Mask.
No, of course you can.
So we take no overwatch, we're in combat with Vexator Mask and then Talos sweep up and kill everyone.
Yeah, but the homunculus is gonna have a bloody long charge.
That
to
will
get
be a
through
long
there.
charge. And
It's
I'm not
always
sure if
worth
there's a
it,
gap. I imagine
but
there is a gap.
If he charges that there and then fails to charge with all the Talos,
Yes.
rip.
Could be bad. Could be
So
bad.
doing that. So me personally, I think it's just going to be Talos versus Talos. I don't think there's going to be any Vexator Mask in there. But there you go. Here's the charge. He's going with the unit of Talos.
So I
first.
can actually confirm like that. The homunculus attempted the charge, failed the charge.
Yeah.
Command point reroll. Vect.
Oh.
So this would have been a good. This would have been a
Vected.
good opportunity to vet the Vect because it would have maybe got the homunculus in combat as well. So we might not actually see the Vexator Mask, Mikey, which may mean that the 2 command point interrupts may come through.
Yeah.
And that will be the last of Boris's command points.
So that is 3 Vex we've seen already
Yep.
in turn 1.
Potentially 4, but we were baited by the 4th.
That's 12 command points potentially being spent turn 1. Just on 3 stratagems. Absolutely crazy. But that's the thing. The homunculus had a bloody long charge. He needed a natural roll in. But then if he failed with any other one, needed to CP reroll, he could have vectored the Talos getting in.
Exactly.
But now I think we're going to see just plain Talos versus plain Talos.
There's never been a more boring fight in the entire history of the world.
They both have a 4% run. They both took the 6.
Yep. No, they're not, Mikey, because I think the homunculus may just be in range.
He's too far back, Toby.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's that middle model there, Mikey.
I thought he was here.
You have no idea, Mikey.
No.
I would imagine.
That looks like the homunculus there.
Yeah, and then in which case he's within 6 inches of the Talos in combat.
Yeah.
Getting them plus 1 strength.
That's the tough thing. We're trying to do his best to keep up. I don't want to make things up.
Okay, so I've just said from the table that Angel has used the Torturous Craft stratagem, Mikey, which lets the Talos reroll to wound.
Okay.
So normally you reroll to wound with the chain flails. If you use a stratagem, you can reroll with the macro scalpels, which is where the damage is made.
Very nice. Do you know how many command points that is?
I think that's 1 command point. Oh, it's 2 command points, Mikey. 2 command points. So Angel's down to 4. Wow, lots of command points being spent, and we said this at the start of the game, with it being deadlock, these stratagems cost double the command points after turn 3.
Get them out while they can, right?
So you get them out like that.
Right, so another turn to use them then.
Despite using that stratagem, guys, despite having them homunculus, we only dealt 2 damage to the Talos, and this is just the strength of the Talos.
So yeah, it looks like Boris has intervened.
We have 4 plus in wound saves, Mikey. We're toughness 7. We have 7 wounds, and we have 6 of no pain.
Yeah.
It's like running into a brick wall.
Yeah, Boris is using very clear dice, which is very nice for this one.
He's got the big casino dice, guys. That means that's when you know you're a big player.
Yeah.
Playa, player.
So he did intervene. Boris has intervened and caused 7 wounds.
So that will be 2 command points. Boris down to no command points. Shaggy, if you could just confirm that Boris. Okay. Okay, so there was no intervention, Mikey, because there's only 1 unit in combat, so it was just Boris' turn to strike. So there was no interrupts used. It's just literally Boris just striking back. We only dealt 2. So you know how I was saying that we'll just see Talos fighting forever. Yeah. A unit did 2 wounds, and we have 1 striking back now. We'll find out how much damage it does, but there's 14 wounds per unit of 2 Talos, and we did 2 in 1 round of combat, Mikey, with re-rolling wounds, and the same 2 damage. So what we have here is a perfect mirror. Woohoo! Down to 1, but interestingly, Boris did not spend 2 command points to roll failed wounds. Yeah. So potentially not paying off. Interesting to see what weapon Boris used. Perhaps he used the chain flails. Who knows? It's just weight of dice. It's 20 attacks if he used the chain flails, Mikey.
Yeah, but it's no AP.
That's true. Damage. But I mean, he has the 4 pin ball regardless. So the 3 up save 4 pin ball.
Well, when you're wounded on freeze, and then if you do get 1 free, it's 2 damage.
Yeah, true.
There's like weight of attacks.
So you only have 6 attacks per guy then, right? 5. It's even worse. So it's literally half the amount of attacks.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder what the math hammer is on that.
So freeze to wound.
So I've just got Boris discarded objective 1. It'll be interesting to find out how many points Angel actually scored this turn. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So we have at least 1 unit destroyed for the 1 Ravager Mikey, so that'll be a single Eternal Wall. Yeah. It's already on the stream there.
And first strike.
So that's the tertiary and the primary point. We're just finding out now how many Maelstrom of War points Angel has scored, okay?
Yeah. So I said with the old power, the macro scalpel versus chain flare, you've got 5 hitting on freeze, wounded on freeze at 2 damage.
Yep.
Or 10 hitting on freeze, wounded on 5, 1 damage.
Rerolling wounds.
Rerolling wounds, this is true.
This is why I think it may be possible to do that, especially if you have something like Doom, though, maybe. Yeah.
So you're going to find out.
So Boris actually scored Defend Objective 6 in that turn as well, Mikey. Okay. And Shaggy, if you could just update us how many Maelstrom points Angel scored in that turn. We'll just find out now from the table. That would be fantabidozy. Boris actually scored or discarded all 6 of his cards, Mikey, so he draws 5 fresh new ones.
Wow, okay.
And I can't confirm that Angel scored 3 Maelstrom War points in that turn, Mikey.
Wow, okay.
So it's literally doubled the points across the entire board for Boris, except the tertiary.
Absolutely.
And it's now Boris' turn, and all we've done is lost a single Ravager, Mikey.
That's not good.
That's not good for Angel, I don't think. I mean, it remains to be seen what happens, but it's often the case in these mirror matches. Whoever goes first decides the fate of the game, unless it's Yunari, and then whoever goes second wins.
Basically.
And I found that out the hard way as well.
So as we saw that, like, Angel has kind of taken the bait, but he's also hidden everything. So
I think Angel was great to do that. Yeah. I really do.
So Boris has to be super aggressive to actually do the counter now.
Well, fortunately, his entire blob there has the fly keyword, Matthew.
Yeah, Talos don't move that fast.
They don't. They move 8.
So like.
We did already establish you can move on top of that building, Mikey. Obviously, we'll have to charge the full distance vertically down now because that was FAQ'd recently.
Yeah.
And it might not even look like there's space to put the bases there, so we may not be able to charge them on top of the building. No. We may have to go round like you're pointing there,
so
Mikey.
So we've got that unit plus what looks like the homunculus behind him.
Yep.
By the looks of it.
Oh, Urian.
He has got another unit here with Urian. Or with the homunculus.
Yep.
breed their own.
Insert
So this
homunculi name there.
This unit could like maybe go up here, maybe not even that far.
Again,
and he might be able to charge.
So what's great about Boris's list is having the homunculus and uranium archive.
But we'll have to see. Shall we go through the cards that we've got for this turn?
Yes, we can. Yeah. So Boris has actually drawn secure objective 4. Advance, so get out of his deployment zone, which is more than possible. Although I do see those racks right in the back there, Mikey, which might not be able to
racks
get
have got
out.
to go for a jog.
Racks on racks on racks, as it were.
They're not going to help rack up points, are they?
We have defend objective 2, which is actually situated very close to that Talos mosh pit over there.
Just
It's somewhere in that region.
It's about here.
Somewhere in that region for sure. We have secure objective 2 as well. So there's a lot of value on objective 2 this turn, Mikey.
So he's going to have to send those talents up there, right?
Yep, there will be one more card because I only seen 4, and then secure 6, Mikey.
Nice.
So secure 6 is exactly where he is now, with the unit of 2 talents at the bottom. So we'll have to
Right
leave
down the
something
bottom.
there.
So this is objective 6.
That's
right?
objective 6. Objective 2 is opposite that one.
Yep.
And you can maybe just make that out in between the bases of all the Talos there.
Yep.
So here we have the Void Raven bomber moving. I think he just pointed to some Talos. I think he's dropping the bombs, Mikey.
So, Void Ravens are actually really good against Talos.
They are,
Do you know
Mikey.
why?
Tell me why, Mikey. Tell me
So,
why.
for every model in the unit, you roll a dice, and the 4 plus takes more than wound.
Yes.
However, if you roll against a vehicle or monster, you roll
And
3
Are you
dice.
telling me Talos are monsters, Mikey?
They are absolutely monstrosophic.
They are monstrophic?
But yeah, so basically each unit you fight over, you'll be able to do six dice, and each one will do more wound.
So we could see a Talos dead, can we? Oh no, we can't.
No,
They
we
have 7
can't.
wounds.
They have 7 wounds. And he could ignore him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's got to
Oh, don't forget, guys. You can't even kill him, and even if you could, you might make some sense.
Exactly.
So Talos are really, really underpowered. Let's please nerf. Not nerf. Sorry, buff them, please. Do W.
So because it's turn 2, the Powerful Pain table moves up 1 for the Talos, and they are now re-rolling advantage charge.
Yep. And what we'll probably see here, guys, is the grotesque coming in to cause some pain somewhere, Mikey.
Yeah, that's the thing. The counter charge of the grotesque is going to be really good. It's going to cause an issue for him and Kel.
Nine
He
of
might
rerollable.
get pincered.
After having played Grey Knights with the Warlord trait first in the fray, I understand the anxiety attached to a 9-inch rerollable charge, Mikey.
Yeah. So I can see maybe with the fact that he's sending the Talos this way to go for a charge with Urian or Homunculus. I believe that's Urian. It looks like Urian to what I can say. With the
It is
type
a
of
homunculi.
yeah.
We will find out which one it is.
So, but then he's got the Void Raven doing moves to this unit here. If you have a look.
Yep.
But I think what Boris is going to do is actually drop the Grotesque 9 inches away here. Oh no, he can't do that. I apologise. Because there's the Cabalites in here. There's 15 Cabalites in here. So maybe he'll drop the Cabalites, or maybe he'll drop his Grotesque over here and try to charge.
Okay,
There you go,
so
the
I
homunculus and Uranus
at
actually
the start of this turn, Angel is your stratagem, Artifacts of Pain. Artifact of Pain, something like that. He used it in the middle of Boris's turn, and Boris was great. Architects of Pain, that's the one. And Boris was grateful enough to let him go back and do that because you're supposed to do that at the start of the turn. What that does for Angel Talos is give him an extra level on the Powerful Pain.
Okay, so they're rerolling charges.
Exactly.
So that's fair. So he spent in the CP.
Which is interesting. Not entirely sure why we do that.
It would have been good for earlier when he was charging in, but he only charged 1 unit. He should have charged more than 1.
It's a +1 to hit, Mikey, I've heard from the table. So the Talos will be hitting on +1. I'm not entirely sure what stratagem it was.
It would have been.
Hopefully
So
we
there is
can
one
find
that boosts you on the power contained table, and it lasts for the battle round. So maybe it's just that. So now he's hitting on 2s against Boris.
That's the one. That's the one.
But I'm going to double check because we do have the codex right here.
Yeah, so we're in battle round 2 right now.
Yeah.
So if you
everyone
use
moves
that,
up
you
one.
would get an additional.
This is what it is, right? So he gets powerful pain, turn 1, that's what he gets. 2 is now he's getting here, but with that stratagem, he'll be getting that as well.
So just to confirm, guys, so the artifact, the Architect of Pain gives you
start of the battle round.
Yeah, so that's why Boris allowed Angel to go back and do this, because it was during the movement phase, and Boris was nice enough to say, that's okay, let's go back, let's say you use that stratagem and then we'll play on.
Yep.
So the Talos unit that's currently in combat will be hitting on +1 in combat, because of battle round 3, we have Flensing Fury from Powerful Pain Magic.
Yep. So now the Talos get 6 of being no damage.
Yes.
All of them reroll advantage charges, and now that single unit for this turn will be hitting on what? Adding 1 to hit.
Yes.
Then next turn, everyone else will as well.
Yeah. So now you understand why
He's jumped the gun a little bit.
Yeah. So here's the bomb on the Talos.
Here we go.
With the wall, apparently. With the wall? With the roll, apparently, Mikey. We only dealt 2 wounds to the Talos unit.
Only 2 wounds. Not good. Not good.
Both players they actually look very similar, Mikey. It looks like they're brothers.
Do you think they are related? They both have very similar haircuts.
Hopefully
they're both wearing glasses.
Hopefully we can
and they're both very dashing.
Hopefully we can get an interview with these 2 players because it is remarkable how alike they look.
It's a good job they're wearing different t-shirts, right?
Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't know who's who. Except one has purple Talos with snow on, and one has dark green Talos with no snow on.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a telltale way of finding out. So thank you again to everyone joining in and tuning in, rather, to...
We are currently live on SM Battlepulse Facebook, live on Twitch.tv/Hellstorm Wargaming, and Hellstorm Wargaming YouTube, youtube.com/Hellstorm.
Okay, I think that's all of them.
Frico Loco, vamos, deep games.
Vamos.
That's a good positive comment.
That means
Sadly,
that means come on.
It does it?
Yeah.
Oh, vamos. Oh yeah, it means go, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like cheer, like come on, deep games.
Vamos, deep games.
Yeah, exactly. Muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
We are men of culture, Mikey.
And then we have Vamos Bizarre as well. They're all rooting for deep games.
Yep. He's wearing his
Deep
Gibraltar Grand Tournament merchandise as well, Mikey. He's got that
he's not advertising his own
t-shirt.
channel. That'd be rude, wouldn't it?
Of course it is. We didn't do that yesterday, did we?
No.
Shh. Indeed, come on. Deep games, a lot of support for Angel here. I've seen a big yawn from Angel. He must be tired. We are up at approximately 7:30 to be able to be here in time to play this game.
Yeah. So we had a time change last night. The clocks went back an hour. But here we are, commentating round 5 of a 6-round grand tournament.
So TJ Ray must have been out for a big one last night. He says, I may be hungover and still wearing last night's clothes, but can't miss game 5.
TJ Ray, absolute legend, my friend. He actually was the one who made our food review jingle.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend.
What a hero.
What an absolute hero.
What an absolute hero.
Forward,
It means forward. Is that what Vamos means? I think it's not a direct translation though, no? It's like a colloquial thing.
No. However, it just means it's very good for Bizarre.
I've heard them say it at like Spanish football.
Yeah.
Like Vamos, Real Madrid, I don't know.
Yeah. It looks like we're measuring in for the Grotesque Deep Strike, as confirmed. The Talos and the Grotesque are going in for the Pincer. So we have...
Looks like Boris is on the train to Grot City, Mikey.
Yes, he is. So he has
Destination beating down the Talos.
Grot's here with the Talos to go do the counter charge, and Pincer Angel's army.
Go for the old pincer, the old 1-2 pincer room.
I've actually drawn a pincer as well. Look at that. If I just do that.
Oh, sorry. Forward in time, not Vamos. The clocks didn't go forward, they went backwards. No, they went forward.
We lost an hour. I am backwards. Let me
that has been confirmed, guys. The clocks did go forward.
So there's this. Look, I'm going to accidentally draw some more pincers. You ready? Look,
okay.
We've got the Talos here.
So you see the building on the right-hand side of your screen, guys. That's actually jam-packed with Cabalite warriors.
In here.
They will have prevented the deep strike ever so slightly, but it looks like Boris is still where he wants to be, realistically.
Yeah. So we've got this unit of Talos coming around here, and we've got this unit of Talos here. So when this unit of Talos comes around and charges, we'll get another pincer. And there it is. There's the pincer move. Can you see it? It's on screen right now.
So Angel has used lightning fast reactions on his final Ravager, so that's 1 CP down for him, Mikey, there.
Yeah. Lightning fast reactions is 2 CP.
Oh, well, there you go. It's 2 command points down. What I will say to some of the guys in chat, so Freaky Loco, I apologise if I butchered your name. The dudes are both 4-0, that's right. So Boris is actually currently sat in 3rd position with 104 points out of a maximum of 128.
Okay.
Which is not too bad.
Not too bad.
And Angel is sat in 4th position with
Angel.
Apologies for that. He's sat in 4th position with a total of 103 points out of 128.
That's really good. That's really good.
So we've opened fire into some Talos and we've taken 1 wound off Mikey so far.
Okay. That's the thing. You can chip a couple of wings before he gets in there. Hopefully he can remain there for each of.
So everything, I've just heard now that everything from the Void Raven Bomber is actually going into the remaining Ravager, Mikey.
That makes sense. Even though it's -1 to hit.
Get him out of the way.
Get him out of the way.
Get him out
2
of the way.
shots, strength 9, -4.
Exactly.
6 damage.
That's exactly what he
The
wants.
thing is, well, the Grotesques are obviously what I call baby Talos. They're a little bit slower, they don't fly, but they do have more wound output.
So you're telling me these are Talos without wings, basically, Mikey?
Basically, yeah. Have they all got squad markers got to get them points? No, you don't actually need squad markers at this event because it's a stupid rule.
That's a lot of BM towards Mikey there. Sorry, Shaggy, please may you repeat that? Just some information from the table. He's not listening.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So, but yeah, like the thing is with the grotesque, they have mortal wound output. So one of their weapons on a 60 wound, it does a mortal wound additional damage, which is actually super good at getting rid of Talos. Because getting straight through that invulnerable save is actually what you need.
It's like slicing through butter.
It's slicing through butter. Yes, indeed.
But Mikey, do they have a way of preventing mortal wounds?
They certainly do. So I just confirm that the grotesque are kitted out with monstrous cleaver and flesh gauntlets. The monstrous cleaver gets an additional attack at -2 and 1 damage, but the flesh gauntlet is strength user, so strength 5 base, strength 6 of the Urian. Will be each time you roll a 6+2 wound, unless you're attacking a vehicle, it will do a mortal wound in addition to other damage.
What?
So they'll get a normal save
In addition.
but mortal wounds get through that. And that's how you kill Talos.
That's again, this is another example of why Doom is so good.
Yeah.
Because you can reroll the wounds and they get more 6s, more wounds.
Manuel Romero says there are many Spanish players on this GT. I hope next year I'll be there. So yeah, obviously we are in Gibraltar right now, which is a UK territory, but it is attached to Spain. So there's a lot of Spanish players that travel over for both events either way. It's super good. Gibraltar's actually a bilingual country.
Not duolingual like you tried to convince me it was yesterday.
I didn't say that, don't be now. So everyone speaks English and Spanish here.
Yeah.
Unless they're arrogant like me, they do speak English.
Yeah. You don't speak English though, you speak Sheffield.
I speak Northern. Like.
That shock.
TJ Ray, yes, these guys are both on 4 wins. So if these two players if one of these players wins this game, doesn't get a draw, they'll be 5-0 going into the final to become the champion of Gibraltar.
So I can just confirm, guys, we are just seeing very, very inconsistent shooting from Boris and his Drukhari here. A few wounds splattered off some Razor and Jetfires left, right and centre. A few wounds off the Ravager. I do believe the Ravager is still relatively healthy. It's not been bracketed yet, at least anyway.
That line of faster action is going to super
Exactly.
So you see this Ravager up here in the top.
Hyper Hazard, what's Lawrence's record? Lawrence is actually not at the event.
Who's that?
If you mean the same Lawrence is not at the event.
No, none of the tabletop tactics guys are here.
That's right, yeah.
A lot of people are asking for them. I know they popped into the stream yesterday, but now I think they're busy with a move or something.
Yeah, they're very busy men, aren't they?
Busy men.
They pump out a lot of videos.
Taking all the prizes at the Warhammer World Finals and then disappear off for 6 months.
Manuel Romero, Manuel possibly. Gibraltar GT and Talavera GT would be one of the biggest tournaments on Europe. Something like America's GT. Yeah, they are massive. There's 72 players in this whole Mikey in front of us.
Yeah. It is a fairly large tournament. There's obviously the Alliance Open with 120 players with Amsterdam. But obviously, it depends if you want to count the UK in there.
Sorry to interrupt you. We actually have the clutch charge from the grotesque coming in. Let's see what these dice roll.
So this is a 9-inch charge, but re-rolling.
They can make a crossover with winners from both sides. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Something like that would be great. Here we go. So this is some Overwatch, Mikey. This is the Haywire Blasters.
43 shots.
And TJ Ray are both these on 4 wins. Yes, they are.
So here we go. So some Haywire Blasters.
Obviously, we're hitting on 6.
It is 5 to win. It's okay.
And obviously, there's no mortal wound output because we're not vehicles, are we, Mikey?
No.
You got us.
Charge range. Roll the 4. Reroll. Reroll. Here we go.
Rerolling.
He looks like he's failed the charge of the grotesque.
That's big.
That is unlucky. That is super, super unlucky.
That's 2 3s.
So this is a Talos charging in now. So that's a 7. I don't know if they made it. It looks like they have made it. There you go.
That wasn't a reroll, Mikey. That was a cut die.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right. So basically, sorry. Basically, they're playing all dice that aren't flat get re-rolled.
Yeah.
That's right. And there's a lot of cool terrain, but it does get cocked on there, so we have to re-roll.
The general rule is as well, if you can't balance the dice on top, it's not flat.
Yeah. But obviously with the Talos, because it's 10-2, they naturally re-roll charges at this point.
Exactly. So you could have re-rolled for knocking off once anyway if you wanted to, but you didn't need to. So the one unit Talos in, the grotesques failing,
which is big because then now they can get butchered by all the Cabalites.
Of course, yeah, they'll just get shot to pieces.
Yeah.
Because
they do have a 4 save and a 6 of being on.
What does poison do, Mikey?
It wins everything unless you're a vehicle in 4s. Super good. And it's rapid fire, so 2 shots each.
So you're telling me that the 15 Cavalry Warriors in there will have 30 shots?
30 shots.
That's a lot.
So that should do quite
a lot of damage.
It should do a lot of damage, but will he do a lot of damage? Will he? Remains to be seen.
Okay, so I've just heard, Mikey, that Boris has charged the Talos perfectly to be out of range of the Resators, so they are able to fight first.
Yeah, which makes sense.
The one thing you don't want to do when you play against Talos is charge and be like, I'm going to smack you, and then you go, then Nicholas goes, not today, my friend.
So I should tell you a little bit about the Vexator Mask.
Mikey loves the Vexator Mask.
So it's a mask It's made out of an old solitaire's face.
It's pretty horrendous.
Yeah. So he wears it, and when you look at it, you actually see some. It's like it depends what who you are. Like it like drags something out from your past, like a long lost lover, a family member, or something even more horrifying.
Like rolling a 1 on a command point reroll.
Exactly.
So when a player looks at the vegetator mask, he
just sees the
two ones,
stratagem,
snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
Not like this.
So what the vegetator mask does is the bearer gains ignore Overwatch, so you can be charged without being shot all the way in. And also at the start of the fight phase, you can choose a unit within 6. And that unit now fights last. It can't use any ability that let it fight first. It just fights last. But they both have the vegetator mask currently. So here we go. It looks like we've seen in range.
Well, I can confirm we're using the macro scalpels.
Yeah.
We've actually dealt 10 damage to a unit of Talos, so that's 1 Talos straight off the table, 1 down by 3 wounds.
So there you go, macro scalpel. You said it was
down by 2 because it's 2 damage, right? So you'd have to waste 1 damage on the 8th wound theoretically.
Yeah.
So 1 Talos will be down to 5 wounds, and 1 is kaput.
Yeah. So there you go. Macro scalpel the way to go.
Yeah, apparently it is.
The -2 and got 2 damage.
Well, you hit on 2s, right? And then you win no 3s.
You do hit on 2s.
No, you only hit on 2s next battle.
No. Oh yeah. Angels Talos hit on 2s.
Which and now only use single Talos though. Obviously. And you can see here that what Boris has done, he's not in range for the Talos to be able to pile in to his. This is so confusing because we have so many Talos. So when I say
we call them
Talos,
green Talos, purple Talos.
Okay.
So Boris's green Talos have piled in and killed one of the purple Talos. But why don't we have a little bit of a break? Let's catch up with Mr. Stephen Pardo on the sponsored by Honest Wargaming Rugby Portal Camp. But he's stood there. Shall we look at this? Shall we look at him as next to a giant? Okay. Look. And
that is actually
Phil Lewis.
That man is actually 5'10".
That is Phil with the Mechanicus, who's been nominated to best army. So let's listen for Mr. Steve Pardo.
Hello guys, and welcome back to this morning's game 5 at the Gibraltar Grand Tournament. So again, everybody very, very excited. The team's very tired, but everybody's having fun, so we're really, really happy with that. I've got a couple of updates on the top tables and a couple of updates on the mid tables, which are looking really, really good. There's a couple of mid tables with players that have already finished their game and have got a scored 32 points, so they will rocket up to the top 10 tables. I'm going to start with table 1, so I just walked up to table 1 and see how it was going, and Joe Moscardini actually said, I think I'm going to be tabled on this turn. So it's not looking very good for him. It's still turn 2. Joe Moscardini was first, but didn't hit as hard as he should have. Ben Jones, Ovi, Drukhari, Mono Codex event, they're very, very strong. He's hit very hard. 2 repulsors have already died, so it's not going very well. Joe Moscardini is still up on points on the Maelstrom, but it looks like Ben Jones might table him in the next turn. We've got up table 3. We've got Chema versus Adrian Bonal. Again, I explained before, it's a very, very difficult game for both players. Chema has to move up the table. What Adrian's done is basically he's deployed as back as possible from the hammer and anvil deployment and just shooting as much as possible, slowly but surely chopping up into Chema's army and depleting it slowly. Chema is now on his second turn. He has to move up very, very slowly. He wants to get his Exalted Flamers into shooting range as much as possible and wants to get some of his demons into combat range. He has spawned up some more demons, but as you all well know, if he makes the charge, the Baneblades can just fall back and act as normal. He does want to get his Exalted Flamers. He will have them in range in next turn, and they're quite strong in shooting, as many of you that have played already know. They are characters as well, so if there's a screen in front of them, they will not be targeted. So that's looking very interesting, but I think Adrian at the moment has the upper hand. He's also up on 2 points on the Maelstrom over Chema. It's kill points at the end of the day. Chema has to kill those tanks. All the infantry is inside the tanks as well, so there's not a lot to kill on the table at the moment for Chema. I moved on to table 7, where they said madness. That was the first words that came out of Lyle. So Lyle's playing Philippe Bernard from France. Lyle representing UK, of course. He just came and said, like I said, madness. He's just killed one of the knights. He's killed an assassin as well in his first opening shots of turn 2. Sadly, again, it's a bad matchup. We're playing No Mercy, as you know, on the live stream, and he's managed to only kill a knight. The Knights have already killed more than 4 turns, so that's primary gone. He's also losing Maelstrom, so it's not looking very good for Lyle, but I think he's really enjoying the game anyway. On table 5, we've got Jay Milcott, so he was on the live stream yesterday with his Knights. He lost to the Imperial Guard player, Matt Tregay. He's playing Sean Galloway and his Tau. Again, very bad matchup for Sean, as his Tau has to kill as soon as his Tau army loses more than 5. It's 3. So his total units for Jay Milcon is 3 Knights and 3 Assassins, so that's 6. So as soon as Jay gets 6 units out the way, which is quite easily when you go for things like drones and stuff, he's got primer in the bag. So it's not looking very good for Sean. He's going full throttle with the Maelstrom, however, winning. He's already 2 points ahead on the Maelstrom, so it's looking good for him. But I think slowly but surely, Jay Milcott and his Assassins and his Knights will chop slowly into his army and probably maybe even table him on turn 4. Moving over to table 9, we've got Colin Fabre and Luis Alberto. They're already on turn 3, and they say there hasn't been any movement at all for the first opening 2 turns. None of them wanted to get the first movement sorted because they were both out of range. So it was, let's see who moves first. They've decided now that now it's the time. They need to grab some objectives and they need to go for it. Colin has moved forward and he's managed to get 2 units. He's managed to kill out 2 units. Magnus is already in combat with his Necron Wraiths. But as you all know, Necron Wraiths have a 3-up invulnerable, so they're very tough to shift. Moving over, we've got table 13. We've got Sandra Ramos from La Voz de Horace. He's from Spain. A lot of Spanish viewers might know him. Amazing podcast, amazing guy. He's playing his Thousand Suns, and he's playing one of our locals, Aaron Mosquera, and his Orcs. It's looking very good for Aaron. He's already got his big Orc boys into combat. He's got his bikes into combat. He's already winning on kill points already, so I'm sure he'll get some more kill points after this assault. Table 14 is just finished, so Javier Martinez and his Tau has got a full 32 points against Sean Morgan and his Thousand Suns. Sean Morgan actually conceded on turn 3. There was nothing he could do. It was a bad matchup for him as well, bad deployment for him as well, and Javier was just decimating off the table by shooting. And lastly, we've got Toby Lydiard and Michael Tungate. Michael's playing the Kraken and Toby's playing Custodes. I've never seen this before, so the Nids are actually backing up as much as possible, slowly but surely. Now there's no more space to run, so Toby is now on him and is about to charge. So I'll keep you updated on that, and that's the end of me. So I'll see you soon in a couple of minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen Pardo from the Roving Report, giving us updates live, because we are live at the Gibraltar Grand Tournament.
Where is this Gibraltar Grand Tournament, Mikey?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? Where, do you want to tell me?
Gibraltar.
It's in Gibraltar, Toby. There you go. So we are live at round 5, battle round 2 of the semi-finals of this Grand Tournament in Gibraltar, which is part of Europe, part of the UK, but it's south of Spain. So there you go. It's a UK.
It's in Morocco.
It's near Morocco.
Which
it's
is
like you've got Spain,
Mikey?
you got Morocco, and slap bang in the middle, you've got a giant rock, and that's where we are.
Yep.
So this is Game 5 of Battle Round 2. What we see is a Drukhari mirror match. We have Boris from Bad Moon Cafe and Angel Bizarre from Deep Game Spain.
Deep Game Spain.
There we go. So representing Spain, Boris is representing Bad Moon Cafe, which is a cafe in London.
Yep.
New brand new game is just opened up. They got beer there, so it sounds good. It's a cafe that sells beer, Toby.
Okay.
It's cool.
It's a buffet.
A buffet.
A buffet. There's a cafe for coffee, buffet for beer.
So what we've seen in round 1 is Boris went first, managed to destroy 2 of Angel's 3 Ravagers, and then lay some bait at Talos for more Talos.
Yep.
Angel taking the bait, going after the Talos. So they're going after the green Talos, and then Boris being able to countercharge with his Talos.
Yes.
Did that make sense?
Yeah. And obviously in turn 2, guys, we saw the Grotesque come in. They failed their charge on the roll of a 4, re-rolled 4 again. So you see the big grots in the middle there.
Yeah.
No,
not doing anything.
No charges there. So we will update the points for you now.
So Boris has finished his turn.
During Stephen Pardo's roaming report, we actually got an update from the table. So Boris scored a single eternal war point because we killed the unit of Talos we're in combat with, Mikey.
Oh, fantastic.
We scored another 3 Maelstrom points, Mikey.
Oh.
And we are beginning to defend Objective 2.
Okay, so Objective 2 is this one right at the top. just
Yep.
up here, in this mess.
In lieu of that,
You
we
can
have
actually see
received
there's a
information.
little white circle.
Yes,
just in there.
that's
That's
it.
where the objective is.
Yep. And in lieu of such a high-scoring Maelstrom return for Boris the last 2 turns, we have received information from the table that Angel has decided to almost forego the secondaries, Mikey, and focus on the primary, which is what is the opposite of what Jay decided to do, and he decided to ignore the Eternal War and go for the secondaries, which is not the way to play.
No.
So if Angel wants to win the game, I think this is definitely the correct way to do it.
Yeah. Go for the primary.
Exactly.
Hope you can win the tertiary.
Every time you kill a unit, you get an Eternal War point, Mikey. So why would you spend time trying to kill a unit of Talos, which are immovable objects, when you can just fire a homunculus with those flyers, land next to them, pop them?
Exactly.
And I think that's what we're trying to. Well, that's what we're seeing trying to be done.
Yeah.
By Angel and his purple resonant jetpack.
It looks like Angel is bringing down some scourges. I don't see it. I know. I'm not sure what that unit just arrived. I don't like a unit just been placed there. That might be some warriors.
Yeah.
It looks like unit Cabalite warriors are creating a wall for the grotesque, so they can't then get. He's sacrificing the
Building a
Cabalites.
wall, Mikey.
They're building a cabal wall.
And we do have some scourges in Deep Strike still. I'm not sure if you touched on that.
I kind of mentioned them.
Okay, so we still
I'll
have
say
10
that.
Haywire scourges, Mikey.
Yes, we do. So they're going to be able to come down in the back line,
Yep.
maybe. There are a unit of racks here,
Yep.
but maybe they'll be able to come up down here and start picking off these Ravagers. So the Talos can deal with the other Talos. The problem is the Boris still has 6 Talos, and Angel only has 4.
Well, we have to bear in mind as well, Mikey, that the Void Raven Bomber's effectiveness will be diminished next turn. There's no way that he can land if he goes left.
Nope.
And he's going to have to come back towards the bottom of the board and perhaps be out of range of anything that's juicy.
Well, the thing is he can fly over here and drop bombs on the Cabalite warriors. Because there are units of 5, so he'll be able to have 4 attempts at rolling a mortal wound.
Yeah.
And then he'll be able to shoot his laser lancers, which are void lancers, which are 36 inch range. So he'll be able to fire them quite consistently back over.
So when that Void Raven does move in the next battle round, guys, we will potentially see a case of wobbly model syndrome, Mikey.
Yeah.
Apparently the players have both confirmed that's okay, and they're both okay with that, so we have no problems with that.
Yeah.
It's very important that someone tickles Mikey's beard right now, Major Dodo.
Mr. Major Dodo, how you doing, brother? Shall we do it?
I don't want to do it, mate, I'll be honest.
You don't want to tickle my beard, are you sure?
Okay, I'll tickle the beard. Brilliant.
There you go. Thanks, guys.
That was weird. That was weird. I'm not sure I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it, Major Dodo.
You just want to sit back. It was through the crystal. It was a crystal clear view.
I did not enjoy that.
Tickling my beard.
Please no clips, folks.
So there you can see the Scourges landing down, wobbly model syndrome once again on top of the frigate. They aren't counting it as impassable, they're counting it as something that you can stand on. So 10 Haywire Blasters, deep striking, 8 Haywire Blasters, deep striking down to try and cause pain on those Ravagers.
Haywire for days, Mikey. And as we already found out from the start of this game, Haywire does mortal wounds on a 4+ when it's wounding, in addition to any damage. And if you roll that 6 to wound, it's deep mortal wounds, Mikey.
And even then, if it does wound, it's -1 to hit. It's -1 AP, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's strength 4. So it's been wounding the Ravagers on 5s.
Yeah.
So 4+ is mortal wound, 5s is 1 damage, 1 mortal wound, 6 is 1 wound, and D3 mortal wounds.
Indeed. Whew. There's a lot of players walking around like they've already finished their games, Mikey. With kill confirmed, it makes it very simple to just run at them, kill them, win the game.
Yeah.
You can quite easily get an insurmountable lead in the Eternal War very fast.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of these games are going to be quite quick, which is good, because I can already do with a refresh. Could do with about 9 coffees right now.
So we're actually 1 hour and 25 minutes into the round, Mikey. We have 1 hour and 20 minutes remaining, and we're in battle round 2, towards the end of it now.
Yeah. We are in round 5, going into round 6 next, which will be the final. The champions of the event will be decided.
Gibraltar,
the boys will be separated from the men. The champions will be separated from the 5-0s.
Major Dodo, do you even want to know how many hours are there at this event? I can tell you that 3 of the top 4 are Drukhari, if that makes you feel a bit better.
Yeah, and one of them is Blood Angels.
One of them is Blood Angels.
We would have had that game on stream. However, Joe with the Blood Angels was actually on stream game 1. He lost to Drukhari, and then he's gone through Saturday to get 3 max wins to come into day 3.
So he actually got 96 out of 96 points yesterday, Mikey.
Yeah. Comes into day 3 because of his small win yesterday to come higher than the 2 players they have on stream.
Yep, amazing.
Amazing.
And that's the way it works. Like we explained, guys, you play for 32 tournament points.
You lose one game, it's not over until it's over. It's not over till the dodo sings. So we're going to get an update from the table. Mr. Shaggy, Mr. Impossible once again. Is going to tell us
one
what's
unit of
happening.
scourges firing to a Ravager Mikey, only 2 units taken.
Ooh,
A lot of saves made.
No, the hayways.
From the haywire, yeah.
All of them.
No, that's one unit of scourges, right?
Okay. We got one more
Just
unit
the
to
one
go. That's 4 hayway blasters. That's 4d3 shots. Strength 4. 3s to hit. 4s to any wounds.
Indeed.
Major Dodo said that's a terrible idea. I sing all the time. So Major Dodo is also a streamer. He does streaming on Twitch. He's got a nice big tick because that means he's a Twitch partner.
And that's big what, sorry?
A nice big tick.
Oh, you have to say that slower next time.
Well, I'm sure he's very well. You know, he's very well.
Okay.
But he does painting and stuff, so make sure you go check him out and give him a follow.
Sure. Occasionally, he said.
So it looks like the Ravager's taking some more wounds. It looks like it's down to 4 wounds. It's down to 4 wounds.
4
Yeah. So 1 Ravager down.
That's a 4 wound, so 8 damage in total.
Yeah.
Can't really complain with that.
Can't complain about that. It does need to kill it though. It does. Gets that point, it kills that firepower.
Exactly.
And then it kills the primary mission. The primary mission, which is no mercy, which is kill points.
So from Talos to shoot and Talos, and surprisingly, Mikey, they did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I get that.
Slight overshare, but I've gone back to bed. I'm currently watching this in bed.
Perfect Sunday. I agree. So everyone should put the
Nobody
feet
can
up,
complain.
get a beer, buy your mum some dinner, and then go back home and watch.
So the final
Warhammer Live.
Ravager from Angel is...
Yeah. Can we see where the Ravager is?
Where's he gone?
I think he's just off screen. The Angel's Ravager, I think he's just above, just in the middle of the board. I'll just try and draw on whereabouts he is. Not there. He's about here, I think, just off screen.
Okay. So we've dealt some damage to the damaged Ravager. Anyway, he actually split fire with this Ravager, Mikey. Questionable decision. Maybe I would have just shot into an entire unit, killed the unit.
Just delete that one unit.
Especially when you have to bear in mind that you get a V2 point if you kill a unit.
Yeah.
So why would you split fire? Don't be greedy.
The thing is, though, he does have 2 Razor Wings. So
Yeah.
had he got lucky, those 2 Razor Wings could have focused on the next one. But now at least he can go, okay, I've got 2 on this into that cannons, I can just finish that
Yeah,
one.
but you should have just fired the Ravager at one and then fire both Razor Wings at the other.
Yeah, really. But again, had he got lucky,
Yeah, exactly. This is
he
the
could have
gamble.
shot 2 Razor Wings at 1 more Ravager and killed all 3. Quite consistent.
Now he's actually split firing the Scourges as well, Mikey.
Yeah.
He's trying to skimp out on the damage required to kill.
Oh, it
the
looks like
Ravager.
he's got 2 shots. 2 hits, 4s to wound. No wounds. No wounds at all.
We did hear a loud no from Angel there, Mikey.
I also saw Shaggy's head drop. So there we go, the next one into the other Ravager. It looks like 1 shot, 1 1 wound. Nothing happened.
Yeah, no damage. And this is the payoff sorry, this is not the payoff of split firing, Mikey.
No, he should have just focused on 1 Ravager at a time. The problem is those Ravagers can turn around and kill Scourges and get cheap points back.
Yep. So I've just been talking to him, Mikey, we have even more split fire.
Has it he learned?
Yeah, you'd have thought so.
My
after
head's,
firing
in
two units.
my head's in my hands right now. So what sort of split
Ravager
fire
is now down to 1 wound, Mikey.
Okay. Is he going to split fire once again and fail? Fine. Looks like it's failed a save. 2 damage. D3 damage.
This could go either way right now, I think Angel's doing the best he can.
Yeah.
Fighting uphill
There you go.
battle.
There's the Ravager. That's a primary point for Angel.
Good stuff. Just enough wounds from the haywire blasters, Mikey, I think, from the table.
Yeah.
That's going to name a second Eternal War point.
The problem is he's split firing now. He's split firing and he's not killing enough units. He needs to focus down because the problem is if he leaves anything alive, he's just going to shoot back.
Exactly.
Those Scourges are good, but they are going to get
Flimsy.
hit back by those Ravagers.
I just have on the table, Mikey, that the split fire has led to 9 wounds remaining on the second, not the second, the third final Ravager now.
Yeah, so we've got 9 wounds on this one.
Yep, that's right. On the table, the report suggests that the shooting has not been very good this time. Mikey.
No, there's all been a lot of
Questionable
failing.
tire choices, and apparently the rolling has been not great.
No. Had he got lucky, he would have gone really, really well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the
tactical
it's a
gamble.
dice, it's a dice game. It's a dice game at the end of the day. And you need to make sure you are consistent and up your maths.
Yes.
Up your luck.
Improve your chances of rolling the dice you need. Mikey.
It looks like we've got Razor Wings firing in now.
So, I've just opened the table, Mikey, that we actually have the Razor Wing on top of Yurian Rakov, and it's firing into it now.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing.
So we've actually just got some more snacks ordered for myself and Mikey as well.
Yeah.
We're looked after very well here.
I've already my second bacon sandwich of the day. I'm in a great mood.
Well, so TJ Ray said he has a good Sunday, but Mikey has a double bacon sandwich, so Mikey's doing okay. Okay, so it's a good idea to try and snipe the characters with the Razor Wing Jetfire.
Do you know why Boris is playing
It's a good idea, except the Razor Wing Jetfire has done no damage, Mikey.
Yeah. Do you know why Boris is playing 3 units of 2 tellers over 2 units of 3? Well, the thing is when you have 3 units of 2, you have lots of units to split up.
Yep.
Also, you have more chances to make charges. If you only have 2 units, have 2 chances to charge. If you have 3, that's 3 chances to charge.
But you
Also,
potentially have more chances to fail the charges.
You certainly do. But that's anything, right?
So traditionally, when you take a bigger unit, you improve the value of the stratagem, right?
Yeah.
Except Talos are one of those weird units that don't really rely on stratagems to be able to do well.
Yeah, and they also, whilst getting a benefit from a stratagem or a buff, you also get a benefit or a loss of a nerf. Something like Jinx or Doom.
Exactly.
You could lose 3 Talos to Jinx and Doom. But whereas if you have 3 units of 2, you have 3 separate units, so you can only focus on 1 unit at a time.
Exactly, so it
you don't
swings
lose
around
3, you
about
lose
basically.
2. Yeah. Also, it lets you take a spearhead of them.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he's done in this game.
Yeah.
So that's
Final kind of moot point. You can take a spearhead, which then anyway.
So I've actually just heard that the final Razor Wing Jetfire is firing now, Mikey.
Yeah.
Splitting fire again.
Okay.
The way he's splitting this fire is dealing 1 wound to the Urian.
It's interesting.
Urian Rakov.
Should have just
and then
focused
some
fire,
damage on the
focused
Ravager.
fire. Kill shit.
Why,
Kill
yeah.
shit. Kill shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm swearing because I'm pissed off for him.
Yeah.
He should be focused.
Ah.
What happened to Darren with the Gene to the cult? He actually managed to swing the game at the end. Ross did a couple of questionable moves, not understanding quite how Gene to the cult works because it's a brand new army for him.
Yeah.
Threw away his Warlord and actually ended up losing on Tertiary and Primary and Maelstrom.
No, they drew on the Maelstrom. They drew on the Tertiary and Darren won on the primary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he managed to draw because Darren was given a card.
So Ross was in the ascendancy in the final turn, but actually gave it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Had he just not done anything, he would have actually
Yeah, if he just went,
won.
okay, my turn's done, he would have won the game.
Yeah.
But he went for the risky play, which ultimately backfired. So what we've actually seen here, guys, is 2 Razor Wing Jetfires, a Ravager, and 2 units of Scourges splitting fire.
Wow,
and I think that would be the downfall of Mr. Angel, I'm afraid.
Yeah. He doesn't have very many spearhead there in Battalion, that's why it's perplexing as it increases kill points and drops. Well, that's the thing, drops mostly doesn't matter in this thing because half the missions are using the brand new Chapter Approved 18 deployment type, where whoever chooses sides.
But that's right, Angel has the spearhead.
Yeah, whoever chooses sides, then the opposite person deploys first. However, as I said, you also have more movement because you have 2-3 units to grab objectives. In this game, there are on average 6 to 10 objectives.
So what we're seeing now, Mike, is the Grotesque opening fire. Not the Grotesque, sorry, the Cavalite Warriors are flying to the Grotesque.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's passing a lot of filler pins again, Mike.
Yeah. Splitting fire is fine with just roll 6s, unless your opponent is also rolling 6s, so you know that damage.
Splitting fire is fine to a certain extent, Harris, and I agree. If you roll the hot dice, then it pays off and it looks really good and you look like a great general and everyone's happy. They call you Napoleon and you go home and everyone loves you. But if it doesn't work like we're seeing here, you look a little bit silly realistically.
Yeah.
Especially in a kill point mission, this is what is so baffling to us. In a mission where people are scoring points, you go for the units that can score the points, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
But when we're literally trying to gain... Mikey, it says you've gone pretty quiet, my friend.
I've gone pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Hello?
You don't want to turn Mikey up because he shouts enough already.
Yeah.
Perhaps
I'll turn myself up, shall I?
Perhaps it's just a bit...
I do bellow when I talk. Well, I'll try my best.
You just have a gentle tone, Mikey. That's all it is.
Hello, Toby. My name is Toby and I talk really badly.
Didn't Napoleon lose in the end, though? Yeah, but he did win many battles. So that was the reference we're getting here.
Yeah. Is that better, everyone? Do I sound better? Shall I talk louder? I move the microphone closer to my face. The best thing about having a tie is I can pad the microphone wherever.
When I played with 6 stars myself, I actually split them up into 3 2s.
Yeah.
It's difficult to justify why. but it's just tactical flexibility ultimately, isn't it?
As I said, it lets you split those units up so you can grab more objectives if you need to. You can do pins for moves as Talos is doing right as Boris is doing right now.
And honestly, it gives the opponent a lot more of a headache. If you have a unit of 3 Talos, all he has to do is fight everything at the unit of 3.
Yeah, but now it's
if you
split.
have, yeah, exactly. If you have, and then you split fire, and we're already talking about split fire.
No, don't split fire. Let's kill it.
So we're actually charging more Talos into more Talos, so we're going to have 4 on 4, ladies and gentlemen.
4 on 4 action.
Yep.
So he will see where the Yuri and Rakov will provide the strength buff to both units.
It is not our position to tell them the rules.
No, but it's something I noticed that another mirror match that I commentated over in round 4, which is like game 4 or final. So
I wonder if Angel just pick it up. So basically, what we're talking about here, guys, is Yuri and Rakov's ability says +1 toughness to all friendly homunculus covered units, but it's +1 strength to all homunculus covered units.
Yes, I'll show you.
You show me, Mikey, will you?
I'm showing you. So it's called Sculpted Torment. Add 1 strength and leadership characteristics of profits of flesh units while they're within 6 inches.
So it doesn't say friendly profits of flesh.
It just says profits of flesh.
It's just
whereas Master of Pain says add 1
keywords.
toughness characteristics of profits of flesh units while they're within 6 inches of any friendly profits of flesh models with this ability.
Yep, so there's the differentiation, guys. It's friendly versus just general.
Yeah, so there you go. There you go. So Yuri and Rakov provides strength bonus to both Talos on the board.
Yep, that's right. So we're actually seeing a lot more players taking their armies back to where they stole them, Mikey. It seems like a lot of these games are finishing early in this game, round 5.
Yeah, there's no worry about Maelstrom. Just kill each other and you'll probably win.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Ace Face's favourite army, Knights, do pretty well in this mission type.
Yes, they do.
You can only ever give up like 4 eternal war points.
Yeah, which is just
and you can just kill things left, right,
You've got
and centre.
such a good advantage against Knights.
If you play Knights and you have 4 models, you can just kill 6 models and die and get table and you still win the eternal war.
Yep. So there you go, the Talos are going back in. It looks like you've got a couple of Vexator masks going off.
Yep. Okay, so we actually saw the homunculus advance from Angel. So he wasn't able to charge and get the no Overwatch.
No, that's true.
But he may be in range for the Vexator mask, which is why he decided to advance.
Yeah, which makes sense. Plus, at this point, it's re-rolling advances as well, because it's 10-2.
Exactly. So we'll see. It remains to be seen what will happen in this combat, but I imagine it will be very mundane, and someone will get tripped up by that Vexator mask, and that will be all she wrote for a certain player. This could be great if the Vexator mask is in range of these Talos. Angel's 4 Talos could really hurt. Yeah. Obviously, Boris is available to intercept with 1 unit of Talos, because you can obviously only Vexator mask a single unit, like it.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like Boris's 2 characters are out here. Maybe one of them's the Archon to provide reroll 1s to do. But like, those are the characters up there. I don't see any other characters after the charge. So maybe we'll see.
So it looks like when Boris consolidated after killing that unit of 2, he perhaps consolidated too eagerly, Mikey, and moved out of range of his buffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Schoolboy error, so to say, Mikey.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, so just receiving some more information from the table now, guys. Angel is fighting with the scalpels, which is the right thing to do. You saw how effective they were when Boris struck with them himself, and he was replicating that now. Yeah. So macro scalpels against the macro scalpels.
It doesn't look like he's using the Tormentor's tools or whatever it was to reroll wounds.
No. There you go. No strategy used. Wow. I have a.
You've got 3 hot dogs throwing one.
I have a hot dog in front of me, guys, and there's 3 sausages in there.
Heyo.
Before I go through, apparently, Mikey, we failed all 4 invulns.
So that's 8 damage.
8 damage from the macro scalpels.
So it looks like the first one takes 3 wounds. Does he blow up? No. And then the next one takes 4 wounds.
Talos dead.
Takes another 4
damage.
Takes another 4 wounds. Yeah, thank you.
Well, we are looked after very well there, Mikey. I'm a big fan of this.
Hardo is absolute legend.
You should have to come back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there you go.
the combat continues.
4
Combat
versus 3.
ensues.
So will
Boris is going to intercept. We're just looking now, guys. It looks like he's not. Angel is loading up some dice, possibly using a stratagem of his own.
There you go.
Flicking through those cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Here is my trap card, Mikey.
It's time to do.
Angel has used a stratagem called
Architects of Pain. Tormentor's tool.
Torturous Craft, Mikey. You are correct.
Torturous Craft, there you go.
We're rolling failed wound rolls, unless the Boris intercepts. It looks like Boris has picked a lot of dice up. Perhaps he is. We will soon find out. This is tense, man. This is tense.
It looks like nervous shuffling with Ash.
Both players are exchanging back and forth. Angel's doing some math hammer, apparently making me here from the table.
Okay.
He's going to split his attacks, maybe.
Oh no.
Can someone tell Angel what the mission is, please?
Is Angel aware that the mission is skill points?
So, I mean, there is only 3 ones left on Talos, Mikey. So,
he should just dedicate in there.
So he dealt 3 wounds to that model.
He just made all his saves.
Okay, so we had 3 damage going, well, 3 failed wounds going into that Talos with 3 wounds left, Mikey.
Yeah.
He failed 1 save, so that's 2 damage, right? Mm-hmm. And then he passed the feel no pain. So he's just 2 damage remaining on that Talos, and then we have no more attacks going into it. That's a unit alive, that's not an eternal war point.
And it also means that a Talos is striking back.
Yeah.
He should have just killed that unit because every next turn he can just vexate him that unit.
Talos
and
don't degrade, Mikey, so they're still hitting with full power.
No.
He should be on 1 wound or 7 wounds, just still do the exact same.
He should have just focused on that. Just made sure that unit died. What means is you don't have a Talos back, next turn vexated mask it, so you can have 4 Talos fighting 2 and they will kill it.
And then he dealt 2 wounds on the other unit, Mikey. So you see here, how many, Mikey, answer me this. How many wounds in total did we do? Tell me, please.
We did 3 wounds, Toby.
And how many wounds did the single Talos have left, Mikey?
He had 3 wounds, Toby.
Well, there you go, point proven.
That would have been a whole unit dead.
That's just 1 eternal war point, and it puts him back on level pegging. But
He's
no,
literally gained nothing.
I'm not entirely sure if we even killed a unit this time from Angel shooting. We killed 1, we killed a Ravager, Mikey.
Yeah, which you've already added.
Which
He's
we've already
killed
added.
2 units.
We only see 2 Ravagers dead, guys, from Angel.
Why did he do that?
Boris.
He should have just focused down, killed that unit, because he's, as I said, he's essentially, when he strikes back, he's got 3 full Talos attacking back. Doesn't matter if he got 6, 7 wounds or 1. Here we go. That could be game.
So we'll see what happens here when the Boris is Talos is striking back.
Loses lots of Talos here if he whiffs. If Boris rolls hot once again, loses 2 more Talos, that's it. That's game.
We'll see what happens here, folks.
Because once those Talos are dead, Angel has nothing left to deal with Boris's Talos.
Yeah, absolutely correct, Mikey.
This is so clutch. I feel like Angel didn't learn from the shooting phase. He should have learned from the shooting phase, not to split fire.
Absolutely. You see Boris's luscious locks coming into screen there. A few grey hairs, Mikey, perhaps because of the stress and pressure from the stream.
I don't think he was. I think he's about 19. So that is pure stress.
Is he 19? No, he's not 19.
He's not 19, no.
I was going to say, he's not. I'm 23. I look like I'm like 50.
So it looks like Boris is going to put all his attacks into 1 unit.
Wow. Who would have thunk it, hey?
This is the first single Talos fighting in. Nano tanks low, thank you very much for the follow. 2 wounds onto the Talos. Looks like I can't see his dice to white, so he failed all his saves. 4 damage. Looks like 4 damage went through.
Down to 1 wound remaining.
1 wound remaining. Now the other unit strikes
save,
him.
Mikey.
The other unit is hitting the same unit of 2, causing 3 wounds.
Imperial Gaming says, Mikey, do you wish you were playing so you could get all the way to the top and then lose the event on the last game?
Listen to you, piece of shit. No, the thing is with commentating, don't you pin that comment.
Pin the comment.
Don't you pin that comment. The thing is with this is like I really enjoy talking about Warhammer a lot. Yeah. So I'm having a great time talking about it and not having the stress of playing the games and losing the last one.
Unfortunately, our vocal cords are not enjoying it quite as much, Mikey.
No, sorry?
Our vocal cords are not enjoying it quite as much.
The vocal cords absolutely hate it, but you know, I'm having a great time talking about Warhammer. You're having a great time talking about Warhammer, right?
Yeah.
It's your first tournament you've ever commentated over?
I was a streaming virgin before.
Yeah, I gave you the Birds of the Beast talk, like Rob gave me about the birds in the streets.
So it sounds like Boris is actually using chain players here. There's a single wound left on the Talos. Get as many attacks as possible and let him fail a hit roll, a save, sorry.
Yeah.
Looks like it went through.
Looks like it takes no wound.
Deals 1 wound, deals 1 damage. It should be kiss split.
Makes sense, right? So there's 3 Talos left, but Boris has another 2 Talos, kind of coming around the frigate. There's another unit of 2 Talos here.
Okay.
Yes, a unit of Grotesque here.
So, okay. Looking across the table 1, guys, I actually see a lot of Drukhari left and no Blood Angels left. And it looks like both players are walking around and enjoying the freedom they now have for not playing.
Yeah.
It looks like we definitely have Mr. Ben Jones in the final with his Drukhari.
Yep. So 3 Void Ravens, loads and loads of Venoms versus one of these guys playing right now.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. So again,
So you're
guys,
gonna have
Drukhari.
It's a double Drukhari day.
Unless these guys draw, of course, then someone can leapfrog them from tables.
Yeah, this is true. Are you sure it's not Drukhari in Sunday?
Pardon?
Drukhari in Sunday.
Yeah, basically. Not Mothering Sunday. Happy Drukhari Day.
Drukhari Day. So here we go. Looks like we're finishing the scores. Thank you very much. We just got some really cool dice from Feel No Pain Games.
TJ Colley from Feel No Pain Wargaming, guys.
Oh, they're really cool. So brand name. Shall we roll them? Shall we quickly roll them?
Okay.
So we'll just add together whoever gets the most wins.
I got a 3.
I got a 4.
These are duds, guys. These are duds.
I got another 4.
Okay. Toby 310319 lost his screaming virginity.
It's true. How did it feel, Toby? So it looks like that's the end of the turn. We're looking at.
Okay, so I've just heard that we have unsuccessfully defended objective 2, guys, because we have more models from the enemy player.
Okay, so that's been denied. So now it is battle round 3.
And we're going into Boris's turn now, guys. So if you could just get an update from the table on how many points that Angel scored for the secondary.
But the thing is now it's battle round 3 that all stratagem costs are doubled.
Exactly.
Because it is deadlock. So 2 points total. 2 points total. Got 1 turn, 1 total. There it is. So it's currently 3-9-1 to 2-3-1 in the score currently. Crazy.
That's absolutely right, Mikey. And if Boris has another good turn, I think this will be all she wrote, I'm afraid.
So here we go.
I imagine Boris now will be fighting targets that he knows he can kill.
Yep.
Racking up those points.
And deleting Talos.
Obviously, we actually still have a Talos available. Well, do we have a unit of 2 Talos on this side available to charge?
We certainly do. We have a unit of Talos here, just under Boris's head. With a unit of Grotesques that are around here.
Okay. That's nasty.
Yeah, it is. So the Grotesques are going to be able to happily either walk into the cab lights.
Once Boris moves his head, we'll actually be able to see them. There we go.
There we go. Unit of Talos. There. Unit of Grotesque here. So what I reckon is going to happen is Boris is going to bomb these warriors in the movement phase.
Mikey.
Yeah?
Sorry to interject there. We have the cards drawn by Boris. They are very good for him. We have overwhelming firepower. We have big game hunter. So if we kill a Razor Wing in this turn, Mikey, we get 1 point for overwhelming firepower, 1 point for big game hunter, and an eternal war point for a kill point.
Nice.
Very good draw indeed.
Yeah. So there you go. You can see the Talos jumping up there, going for a cheeky charge back down. So this turn, Boris is going to have 4 Talos in combat with 1 Talos.
So we just have a little rules inquiry regarding charging into these Cabalite Warriors with the Grotesque guys. We're about to find out what the answer is here, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
This could be a very
good turn. It looks like there's a bit of a TO issue. Is it to do with the model flying over the bombs? Because he's got big wings. It's ridiculous, but it's the rules.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's what I think so. They're talking about the model flying over a unit.
I mean, if the wings go over the unit, the model's flying over the unit.
Yeah. That's how we play it.
It's not the base, right? That's not the model.
So flyers, because the ability says, as the model flies over the unit, I'm gonna put here in.
Is it not once per turn you drop the bombs, Mikey, or is it every minute?
I think it's once per game, to be honest.
Once per game, sorry.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so that's not actually what we're inquiring here.
Okay.
We're inquiring if the Grotesque can charge into that basically abandoned battleship on the floor, even though they can't fit, Mikey.
Ooh.
Yep.
If not, that's huge.
Yeah, because Boris thinks that there's an FAQ that says that there is something that allows it, wobbly model type service.
Okay.
So wobbly model is, as per wobbly model for charging in combat, is part of the ITC.
As part of ITC.
Part of ITC. So.
Okay, so basically what's happening here, guys, is Boris has claimed that somewhere there is an FAQ that will let him place his Grotesque wobbly, essentially, not stood up.
Wobbly model syndrome.
But
so
we do think that is ITC specific.
It is an age-old rule in the rulebook in 7th edition that was where if you could pretend you could charge something and you could place your model and then say, oh, actually it can't be placed, I'll put it down here and we'll pretend it's there. 8th edition, that got written out.
Yes, it did.
However, the ITC, during the LVO, they made the enclosed ruin special rule, which is where you could get inside boxes and shoot out.
Yeah, that's right.
But they also made the wobbly model syndrome come back. So where if you had like a building which had like a floor and you filled it with infantry, technically you couldn't get charged.
Yes.
But ITC for the LVO said you can actually pretend to be there in terms of combat.
Okay.
So they brought wobbly model syndrome back. I actually did an entire podcast on it. That's why I'm quite full.
Okay, that makes sense.
So Wales and Wargaming Podcast live on Wednesdays every 2 weeks. Talib Diallo, Go Bizarre, he's doing his best. He's having to sacrifice Maelstrom, but he's still going for the primary. So we're just having a bit of a chat about how they're going to rule how they're going to rule
charging into
the wobbly model syndrome.
Yes.
So I said it's as per ITC, it's fine. So we'll just have to see what they say.
So thank you everyone for tuning in to the stream this morning. I appreciate it's very early for those guys in the UK, and it's Mothering Sunday as well. So +1 for being early and +1 for being Mothering Sunday. So +2 to your streaming roles, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. We're live on SM Battle Report's Facebook page, our own Twitch and YouTube channels, guys, all weekend. Okay, so I'm just hearing confirmation about the grotesque charging, guys. So the confirmation is if you can't fit the model, you can't charge Mike, as simple as.
Okay, so they're not using wobbly model.
They're not using the wobbly model.
That's fine.
Okay, so we have also heard that they pre-measured the base, and you can fit at least one model within range.
Okay.
So obviously, if the rest of the unit can be within 1 inch of that model, they can all strike into the combat warriors making.
And these guys are really, really good at taking out light armored units.
Yeah, for sure.
-2, 1 damage, extra attack. They actually have like chainsaws.
So there's no save for these combat warriors making.
The flesh cleaver.
Right through them like butter.
So this event is ITC registered.
It is, Mikey.
But it's not an ITC event.
Absolutely.
So that means they can make their own rules on the fly if they need to. But it's not LVO at the end of the day, so you have to be careful about. So a lot of people have been making their mistakes. Like LVO rules aren't the official rules.
No, they're not.
They are for the LVM.
If you play an ITC event, then most likely follow over. But again, like we said, Mikey, this is not an ITC event.
Yeah.
So
it's ETC style.
ITC is just a method.
It is.
Let's make a special rule so we can sell terrain. I'm not sure that's exactly what the plan was. But it is functional though, and it does help with certain armies. But
I can't argue with that point, but there you go.
It is very contentious.
So here we go. The Talos are pulling out of combat. By the looks of it. The Talos are trying to hug each other, that's what's happening. The Talos are having a cuddle while Boris is in the movement phase. And it looks like he's just going to try and split fire. Maybe if he pulls out, he can shoot. He can shoot the Talos and then charge back in and try and finish him off. I think that's the plan. He has one Talos. Angel has one Talos just here. He has a unit of 2 here. So I think because he's pulled out, he can shoot into this unit with everything, try and kill them, and then charge into this unit here and kill that one too.
Absolutely.
If that happens, I'm going to say Boris is winning. Yeah. Because once those Talos are down, Angel has nothing to do with the other Talos.
Exactly.
Talos kill other Talos eventually, but you've got to play it right.
Eventually. Not soon. Nobody kills Talos soon or fast. But fundamentally, they will eventually die, guys. That's for sure.
So
here we go. Probably going to open up with some shooting now, guys.
Yeah. So here you go. Shooting phase begins. Haywire blasters into a Talos, I think. So 1 wound.
Again, we can't really see the white dice very well.
That's what I presume happened. I'm just guessing. One
damage taken on the Ravager. Again, the Ravager is just above this Talos mosh pit, guys. Okay, you can't see that on your screen. Unfortunately, it's cut off by the camera.
Yeah,
it's right in front of where
you can just see the base. So we'll draw around the base for you. There's a Ravager there.
So the first double salvo into the Ravager leaves it on 4 wounds, guys.
Wow. Everyone's rooting for Angel, but Angel is currently on the back foot. He took the Boris's bait and he seems to be suffering for it. So turn 1, we saw Boris go first, managed to delete loads of Ravagers and loads of wounds, and then lay bait for Angel.
So it looks like the Ravager's going to take 6 more damage from the Haywire blasters.
Wow. Okay. So we're going to have an update from Mr. Steve Pardo whilst that combat's happening.
Single Talos, guys.
So we're going to have a little bit of a breather, and then we'll let him tell you what's happening around the rest of the event.
Hi guys, hopefully this will be my last update for Game 5. I might do a last update just before the timer finishes, but it looks like a lot of the games are getting finished in the next like 10-15 minutes. I think there's just a couple on the bottom tables, which isn't happening a lot. It's not going to be game changing through the event, so this might be my last update for Game 5, and I look forward to Game 6. It's looking very interesting. I just remind the viewers that we also incorporate the points for best army and best game votes. So as you have been to Warhammer World, they incorporate a point. You can score a point for 2 players that you feel has been the best game, and score 1 point for 2 players again which you like the army, so best army. I think it's a very special for SN. We've always from the very start been keen on armies being nice on the table, being uniform, and we're always encouraging people to be nice on the tables, to have a nice game, and be very good sportsmanship on the table as well. So that might change the final rankings as well. So it's looking very interesting. We've got about 10 players in it still, so that's looking very cool. Just a couple of updates. So Ben Jones on table 1 has just won against Joe Moscardini. He's actually got 24 points from 9, so Joe has still scored some points, but it's looking good for Ben. He was on top table, so I'm sure he's still first. On table 3, we have Chema's list. So we've been talking a lot about this list and a lot about this game. It's very hard, but Adrien Bonal from France has just killed off Chema's last screen, so he's going to have a lot of fun targeting his Exalted Flamers in the next opening turn. In table 4, we've got Matt Tureg and Darren Allen from Twisted Dice. It's looking good for Darren at the moment. It's kill points. He's using his 3 vultures to just kill as many small units as possible on the table, gaining an extra point for each unit is destroyed on the No Mercy mission. Moving over to table 7, we've got Lyle and Felipe. That's finished, and that's actually been a tie, so they scored 16 points each. Something that Lyle and me talked about this morning. It's a very tough matchup for him, but he's managed to win a majority win for him on the secondary and on the tertiary. So he's really happy with that score, with a draw on the 16 each. We've got table 6 just behind me here on the right. I don't know if you see it. So just behind the live screen, we've got Ross Champion from England, and we've got Miguel Ferreira from Portugal. Both, again, like I mentioned before, really nice players, but Ross is having a hard time with this Castellan. He's decided to stop shooting at it, but it just doesn't go down. He's wasting too many shots on it, and it's not doing enough damage he is. I don't know why exactly he's not going for the smaller units being No Mercy, so it's No Mercy, and he's actually going for the bigger stuff, so I'm a bit confused of what's going to happen, but I'm sure Ross is a good player, and he knows what he's doing. It's still turn 3, so a lot can happen in the next 45 minutes. Table 5, we've got Jay Middlecott, who's got the full 32 points with his knights. Jay was on the live stream before, really beautiful knights as well. Nice, really nice guy. He's got full 32 points against Sean Galloway and his Tau. Sean having a really bad matchup with him. Tau starts in the first game, given first turn as well, and just impossible for him to get 4 kill points. Jay targeted the Tau first turn, targeted the small units, targeted the warriors, targeted the drones, and managed to get 5 points straight away in turn 1, meaning that Sean could no way get any points on the primary anymore. We move over to table 8, so something really interesting that's happened there is Alvaro Mora has just beaten David McKill and his Custodes. David was doing really well. He has 4-0 now. He had 4 wins, and now this is his first loss. So a really nice Custode army, a lot of Forge World stuff, Forge World units which you don't see on the table, but he was using them really well. It was really cool actually to see how he moved his units, how he applied pressure with some, while stayed back and shot with others, which you don't really see with the Custodes. Alvaro Mora getting a full 32 points there, so he's very happy with that, and that will shot him up to probably the top 4 tables. So that's it for now. For me, I'll update you in the next 20 minutes and see how it goes, but maybe you won't see me till game 6. So see you later.
Stephen Parno for that update, because we are coming to you live from the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, the first Grand Tournament held in Gibraltar by SN Battle Reports. So I am Mikey from Hellstorm Wargaming. I'm joined by Toby from Hellstorm Wargaming. He's just trying to sort his microphone out. He's a little bit tangled up. We had a little bit of a breather thanks to that break for Pardo. But we are round 5 into the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, the semi-finals for the 72 players. Here we have Boris from Bad Moon Cafe and Angel from Deep Game Spain. Battling it out, so whoever wins this will be taking on Ben Jones with Drukhari.
Absolutely, Mikey. So what we saw in the shooting phase was Boris actually killing the Ravager.
Yeah.
It's now gone. You didn't see it on the screen anyway, but it's now gone.
It's gone anyway.
And as you can see, we're shot into some scourges, Mikey. Boris obviously acknowledging the value of these Eternal War points. I'm not sure if he actually killed a unit of scourges. We'll soon find out from showing you at the table.
It does
but we definitely killed the Ravager.
It does look like there's two.
Here comes the grotesque charge, Mikey.
So here they go, test. So these are all going to have to pile in
Successful charge, but we're just working out how many guys get to strike.
Yep. So obviously these guys have like 5 attacks each.
Yep.
-2, one damage, which is super good. Or he could go with the less attacks but do mortal wounds on a 6 as well. So it's tough, man. It's really
What's
tough.
the versatility from these guys, Mikey?
Yeah, you could just mix it up because he's not that many of attacks.
Exactly.
If he come out with a unit of 5, they're definitely, because each one gets 5 attack space.
Yeah.
They're definitely dead.
Of course, that's 20
Sorry,
plus.
4 attack space.
Yeah, 7 got it, Mikey. So that's 28 attacks, 30 attacks.
Yeah. Depending which one he goes with, so.
Now that's a lot of damage if I ever heard.
That's a lot of damage.
There's a lot of support for Bizarre.
move.
Angel and Bizarre.
Yeah, he's from Deep Game Spain, which is on our YouTube channel. I'd love to watch his stuff, but he only speaks Spanish. And I'm very arrogant and I don't speak Spanish. So maybe I'll ask him to do a battle report in English just for a laugh.
To be fair, his English is actually very, very good.
It is really, really good, yeah. That's
But
what
he obviously has a Spanish audience, so he gets to them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Me
really
and
good.
Mikey can speak fluent Italian, but we tend not to.
No, you just tend to avoid it. too much controversy with that 100 in 40K, so. Hey man, just call it, right?
That's the good thing about Mikey, he just says it how it is, guys.
The thing is like, you know, why beat around the bush, right? There you go.
Yep. Quote of the weekend, why beat around the bush?
Don't beat around the bush,
controversial
even if
point.
it's Italian or not.
Yep. Even if it's an Italian bush, just don't be around. So we currently have some more charges going in, guys. I think the shooting phase is over. Relatively effective for Boris.
Yeah. So there is like, it looks like there's a heroic
So
intervention.
Angel's Icon is heroically into the talisman.
Yeah. So a couple of wins in there, can't get hit back.
I think he's, yep, exactly. I think he's hoping for that 2+ in non-selling.
Well, he can't get hit, don't forget, if he heroically intervenes, because the Talos can only hit what they charge.
Yes,
So he gets to fight, jump in there, whip him a little bit, stab him with the sword, and then jump back out again
exactly.
with no repercussions. He's
Perfect,
still,
perfect.
Unless he fails to pull out that combat or something daft, but there you go.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Which won't happen. And there you go. Then again, Darren did miss a whole turn yesterday. Jesus Moreno Garcia, let's go, Bizarre. All Spain will stay with you. There you go. Thank you very much for that. So all of Spain, every last person there is like cheering on Angel or Bizarre.
Bizarre. Interesting name, Bizarre.
Yeah,
It's a bizarre name.
maybe we don't pronounce it right.
Is it Bizarre?
How do you pronounce it? Can someone like phonetically
What does
type
it
out?
mean?
So I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
I mean,
hopefully we'll get
the stream will soon let us know.
Yeah. But this is Angel from Deep Games Spain. Versus Boris
So
from
they've
the
agreed that the
Batman
support
Cafe.
grotesque attacking Mikey into the Cavalry Warriors in the rooms.
Do we know what weapon profile he's going in with?
We'll soon find out, hopefully.
It looks like all the same colour. They do hit on 2s at this point.
But round 3, of course they do.
And they wound on 3, so he's gone for the strength 5 option, not strength 6.
3 wounds into the unit 5, Mikey, I think. A little bit of information trickling to us from the table. We'll soon.
So it looks like he's attacked top 10 times twice.
It looks like three of the unit
He's
of
gone
5
with the
then.
flesh gauntlet, so he gives him extra attack.
3 up died from the unit 5, Mikey.
Okay.
Some more attacks still coming, I think, I do believe.
Don't worry, boys. All of Ukraine is here with you. Oh, it's a European rivalry. Ukraine.
So the unit
versus
has been
Spain.
destroyed, Mikey. That's another Eternal War point.
That
Boris.
is another turn off for Boris.
So we currently have a Ukraine versus Spain going here, folks.
So it looks like Boris is taking this one all the way home. He's going to take it all the way back to London. So
The
is
Bad Moon
it
Cafe?
officially coming home?
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, I think the final is actually 2 UK players, so it's going to definitely come out.
Is it coming out?
It's coming home.
Oh my god, Joey, is it really coming home?
Warham's coming home.
It's coming home.
So we're now fighting.
But the thing is though, it's in the UK already, technically.
Don't tell me that. You have
So
to cross over some
it's
of
already home.
It's
We have it. I'm holding it right
then
now.
going away, then coming back home.
Well,
I thought you just said no.
Wajabi Makoto, welcome, dude.
So we have the Talos fighting now, guys.
The Talos fighting a single Talos.
Possibly.
The thing is that Archon can't be hit, and it also stops him consolidating too far.
Absolutely. It looks like we still have 5 Talos
That
alive.
was like 7 wounds into the Talos.
13 saves to come from the one Talos, Mikey. These must be chain flail attacks.
Yeah.
We'll soon find out if this Talos perishes.
Here we go. This is the be-all end-all roll.
Not really, but I mean, it will
definitely
kill a
is.
Talos.
It's going to kill a Talos. It's a be-all end-all for that Talos. He's not happy.
It's like 5 fails. Here come the Philippines. Takes 5 wounds, Mikey stays with a single wound left.
Ouch. Okay, so that is good.
Yep.
That means that Talos can swing back and show. Hopefully,
Like you've already pointed out, when Talos, even on 1 wound, you still do 4 damage.
Yeah. And, but the thing is, again, it's 5 versus 3 at this point,
Yep.
which isn't great.
It's not great at all. I see Toby Lilliard on a Facebook Live, Mikey.
Yeah, he's
Hawaiian shirt, very nice.
Hawaiian shirt, because he's one of the squid badgers.
Exactly.
I'm a squid badger.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm wearing the squid socks.
Okay, very good.
There you go.
So, some more Talos fighting.
Yeah.
We'll find out which unit.
There's only one of the Talos in combat.
Okay.
And it is Angel's, which is fighting the 2 Talos which we just fought.
Yes,
And it's happening right here. Here's the action coming up to you.
So we just heard back from the table that the Archon broke into being, lent itself to 1 wound on the Talos, Mikey.
Not too bad. Not bad for nothing.
It's 3 damage, basically.
It's free real estate. I'd love to buy some of these Boris's dice. So I believe they are ex-casino dice.
Yep. I don't know if he's saying that because he's rolling well.
Maybe that. Yeah. But there you go, casino dice.
Welcome
nice
to
and
the
square,
stream
really
anyway.
nice and clear.
Kaz Painting, CAAZ Painting.
Welcome, dude. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. We know it's early, but it is 25 past 11. There's currently 36 minutes left on the clock.
Now we have
for these two
Angel's
players.
chain flails coming into the Talos, Mikey.
Chain.
So we've seen a
flails.
lot of mixing up between the chain flails and the flesh scalpels.
Yeah.
Macro scalpels.
Macro scalpels, chain flails. Flesh gauntlets, and monstrous cleavers are what the good tests have.
Yes, there's a lot of words that are
Flesh
equally horrible.
Yeah. So
What would you rather be hit by, Mikey? A chain flail, a flesh gauntlet, a monstrous cleaver, or a macro scalpel?
I think I'd rather be hit by a flesh gauntlet because that sounds like it cut straight through and kill me straight out.
I think a macro scalpel wins.
A monstrous cleaver just sounds horrific. It sounds like it just gets stuck in my
hacked,
skin.
yeah.
It'd be like, ugh.
A macro scalpel though, Mikey, that
Yeah.
will just lop your head straight off.
No. Macro scalpel. It's a scalpel, isn't it? You get scalpel. Ooh.
If it's macro, it means it's massive.
So it's like super cut. That'd be like getting like like when you're like building models and you're cutting the mold lines off and then you accidentally slash your thumb. It really hurts. It's really annoying for like 3 days. That's gonna be like that all the way down your body.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Pretty much.
And a chain flail just sounds like you're gonna get beaten by chains for a bit.
That would be horrific.
So I think we've discovered that the flesh gauntlet is the most.
I think I'd still go with the macro scalpel.
Yeah, the quickest way to die. Macro scalpel, you're an absolute madman. Okay.
So Boris is actually up to 7 primary points now with her from the table, Mikey.
Oh.
4 in that turn. So as you see, guys, Boris going for the units that he can kill to get them points for the turn. And he completed overwhelming firepower as well, Mikey.
Okay.
And Big Game Hunter, so 2 more Maelstrom points that turn.
So Toby, do you think Angel's got this? Can he swing it back?
I don't think he can, Mikey, no, honestly. He's currently 8 points behind in the Maelstrom and 5 points behind in the Eternal War. We have 2 Regiment Jetfires left, and it looks like 3 Talos left.
3 Talos versus 5.
And it looks like maybe 3,
attacks.
a single unit of Scourge left as well, Mikey.
Yeah.
We are low on the floor, low on the ground.
Yeah.
I think is the term.
Boris has just placed a water bottle on the table.
Oh no.
That's the second water bottle there. Are they going to start moving models around?
There's 2
It's
water bottles on the
controversial.
table.
It's controversial, everyone.
There are 2 drop pods we hear from the table.
Shaggy said they are 2 drop pods, so they have just disembarked racks. The thing is, straight live streaming and having water bottles on the table is just not a good idea anymore.
No, it's
Thank you to the LGT
No.
LGT stream last year.
Not to mention all the electrical difficulties that may happen if those water bottles were to fall
Should we
over.
go tell them?
I think we just let it slide.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah, we'll let it slide.
Just like the models next to the wall.
The racks have not moved a single inch throughout the entire game.
The racks are really good because they are hard to kill. They have a 4+ invulnerable save because of common.
Cool, they're Drukhari, right?
Professor Flesh. Yeah. And then they get a 60.9 damage per pound for pain. So those are like really cheap troops, but they're also really nails to kill. So not easy to get kill points from. Whereas Angel's troops,
Like Warriors,
Warriors,
just a 60
not
pain.
not in venoms. 60 pain. That's it.
Yeah, so Angel actually has no venoms.
No, exactly, which is surprising.
Especially if you run Cap Warriors, you'd thought you'd have some venoms.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening here, obviously going first is helpful. But I think the superior list probably edges it here, Mikey.
Yeah. Boris did go first as well.
That's what I mean. So
But yeah. So he went
going
first,
helps.
and what looks like a very strong list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Strong but typical, I'd say.
Yeah,
you see a lot because they both have had 3 Ravagers, they both had Flyers, they both had 6 Towers, they both had a Homunculus.
We'll see Boris with doing
changed-
Rack off and a Homunculus and some Grots.
Yeah, which I think's more
More beneficial than
It's
2 Razor Wind Jet
actually-
Fighters and some Scourges.
Interestingly, I might have a word with them because that is exactly my setup. A Spearhead.
Do you have one Void Raven as well?
I don't own a Void Raven. No.
Oh, you have one Razor Wind Jet? No, 2 Razor Wind Jet Fighters.
I
And
know,
they
but
come out.
yeah. So I have Urian and a Homunculus, and I run 7 Talos with 6 Talos with
That's
7.
exactly what I did as well.
Because you took my list, that's why.
No, I took your army, not your list.
You took my list, bro.
I plug and played that into Yanari, which was horrendous.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's very good though.
It is very good.
Really good. But obviously, guys, at this event, we're playing mono faction. So that means that these Drukhari players are only able to play Drukhari. You get around the rules slightly because you can have one Cabal,
We've just seen
one Coven.
We've just seen a Cabalite warrior take a dive to death. He's had enough of this game because they're balancing another unit of Cabalite warriors on top of the.
That's a
frigate.
big move.
Yeah, they did move 7, maybe they advanced, but it looks like it's just to keep away from the grotesque.
So Angel's actually maxed out on his cards, guys, and can't draw anymore. So he's not going to be scoring any of the cards that he has,
Right.
which is a bit of a shame for the.
Yeah. The thing is
Purple
the
Drukhari player.
grotesques are also infantry.
Yep.
So if they've agreed that the infantry can move up and down levels, the grotesques can just follow them.
Yep. You can't get away from them, Mikey.
No, they chase
Bad
you
news there.
with anger. Yeah.
So we'll see where these Razor Wind Jet Fighters fire, but if we split fire again, we'll fall even further behind in the Eternal Warlord.
Yeah.
So
It does look
Angel
like-
has
sorry.
Secure 4, Defend 1, Assassinate, Kingslayer, and that's it, guys. Okay, so we need to kill a character. If the character is your warlord, you get 3 points.
Yeah.
And we need to defend objective 1, which is in the top left-hand side of the screen, guys, which is currently controlled
By a scourge.
by a Scourge. And then we have secure objective 4, guys, which is in the bottom left side of the screen,
no
which
one
is
has.
probably controlled by nobody.
Yeah.
I'd love to say it's still all to play for, but I honestly don't think it is.
Yeah. So it looks
This,
like
this
the
is the
unit of
5th game we
scourges.
commentate, and this is probably one of the most one-sided ones Mikey ever played.
The unit of scourges there's a bit here, but the rest of the unit is up here. So it looks like they're flown over.
So Angel is firing into the single Talos. He's trying to get that kill point, makes sense.
Do we know what he's firing with?
It looks like he's firing with Talos, into Talos. Haywire for days, so to say.
So, yeah, the thing is like, has he got enough firepower to kill Talos and shoot him? Probably
He's
not.
split firing again, Mikey.
No.
So Haywire,
No. Why is he doing that?
and we have Stinger Pods here, so it kind of makes sense. So we have the Haywire going into the Ravager, and Stinger Pods going into the Talos. It looks like we did no damage to the Talos,
This
Mikey.
thing upon runs on 5s.
We did no damage to the Talos, Mikey.
Why would he do damage? He split fire.
Oh no.
He's made this mistake lots today. And he's making this
Just a
mistake.
1 mortal wound on the Ravager, Mikey. After 6 wounds remaining on that Ravager there.
That Ravager is still live and kicking.
Yep. About around 4. Oh no, it's still 3. It's still. Angel's team free. So the clock has just turned red, guys, which means we have 29 minutes left of the battle of the game. Right?
Yeah. I mean, if they do run out of time, they won't be able to start any more turns, but they will be able to finish their turn.
Okay, so the Archon's pistol's firing at Talos in combat, Mikey.
Yeah. The Archon's still in combat with the Talon.
The Archon is still in combat, Mikey. You said previously he leaves him in combat, that would be a misplay, and he's left him in combat. Let me just find out actually if that is Angel's Warlord. If that is Angel's Warlord, he will die.
He will get 20 chain falls.
Yeah, and all you have to do is fail that 1-2 with the.
And then you
is it called it's something like a flicker field or a void shield?
Shadow field.
Shadow field, that's the one. And obviously you have to roll them one at a time, don't you? You can't roll them all at the same time.
No.
So that Archon may be toast. We're going to find out now if it is the Warlords or Angel. Nick, how's it going this morning? Just got home from work.
So what we have today is round 5 for the Gibraltar GT. We have Boris versus Angel. They're currently playing No Mercy, which is kill points, turn of war, and Deadlock Maelstrom, which is basically you reduce cards as each turn go. All stratagems are double cost now because of the Deadlock special rule.
So, Mikey, sorry just to interrupt. The Ravager is down to 3 wounds, and it is not the Warlord Archon in combat with the Talos. It's just a regular Archon.
Thank God.
But it's still an easy kill point, Mikey.
It's still an easy kill point.
So, sorry,
if he gets through the in-run, but he's likely going to get through the in-run with 10 attacks.
Is split firing the Razor Wing Jet Fighter, Mikey?
You should see how stressed I am.
No one's.
Why does he keep split firing?
No one does that, Mikey.
He's learned that when he splits fires, nothing happens. He needs to focus fire.
And they saved the in-roll for the disintegrated cannon, Mikey. So now we have another Razor Wing Jet Fighter.
Angel's target priority is a little bit off this morning.
It does a little bit.
He's a little bit tight. He's not quite used to the time zone change. I think that's what's happening.
His welcome is yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what it is. 1 wound left on the Ravager, Mikey. It looks like we are splitting fire again. And we saw it in game 3. And we had Jay Millicock with his knights against Matt with the Astronautara and the power of the meaningless weaponry, so to speak, so the last guns, the bolters, stripping wounds off knights.
Yeah, heavy bolters are just being horrific.
Splitting fire is not worth it. You should just literally try and kill something you can kill.
Yeah, totally agree.
Especially when we're playing for kill points, Mikey.
Oh. I'm so stressed right
And now the Ravager has died, I think, guys. We'll just find out here. Oh no, not Ravager.
What just died?
We're just finding out now from the table. That was a single rack.
Oh,
A single rack.
see, Max is really hard.
It's not a unit, Mikey. It's not a unit kill. It's a single rack, isn't it?
They aren't going to rack points, are they, Toby?
It's a
They're not going to rack up
the
those
unit
points.
kill.
Ah. He shouldn't be splitting fire.
And the Ravager is now done to those disintegrated cannons as well, Mikey.
So there we go. So he's finally killed it. So Angel will score a primary point.
So all he's done, Mikey, is kill 3 Ravagers.
Yeah.
In 3 turns.
Yeah. Boris has killed 7 units to 3.
So the three warriors at the top there are going to be shooting at the plane, guys. It's obviously going to be a -1 to hit naturally for the plane.
Into the plane.
Shaggy said an expletive, but basically that just means no hits.
Okay. Why did he not shoot the grotesques?
Yeah, why is he not shooting the grotesques? Okay. So we're charging. Okay. So he's actually just sent his Warlord into combat with the Talos, Mikey. We missed with all the Overwatch, but we now have the Warlord Archon in combat with the Talos. He charged the Talos with his Warlord.
I don't know what to say.
We are lost for words on this stream, guys.
I don't know what to say. We're just going to have to see what he does with it, right?
Yep.
Hopefully he does something proper.
And now his Homunculus is also in combat with the Talos, so we will see the Vexator Mask go on to that Talos.
Yeah.
But what's the point? I would...
If you swap
Shaggy,
Warlord
can you just
for it.
update us how many wounds is left on the Talos that he charged with the Warlord? Okay, so he actually only has 1 wound left, Mikey. So
Interesting.
Perhaps
Okay.
we jumped the gun a little bit, so he's going to Vexate. Yeah, so we possibly jumped the gun. So what's happening is the Warlord has charged the Talos, the Vexator Mask is there as well. The Talos will not be able to strike, and hopefully the Warlord can kill it before the Talos fights back. But if the Talos does get to fight back...
Yeah, the thing
that's
is,
a
if he
dead
fails, it
Homunculus or a
doesn't
dead
matter if you
Archon.
Vexator Mask him or not. The Archon will be able to fight first because Boris currently can't intervene.
Yeah.
Because it is going to cost 4 CP.
Yeah, but at least the Homunculus will be able to hit with those Homunculus tools as well, Mikey.
Yeah.
Which are not great.
But
it
they
might-
just charge.
it might help
it's
take the
more,
wound
it's
off.
more attacks, isn't it, right?
Yeah,
Because it does have a Husk Blade, which is a poison weapon, so it will be winning the Talos.
The Archon.
Yeah. So we'll just have to see how he gets on. This is stressful. If that Talos dies, that's going to put Angel in a better position because it'll be 3 to 4 Talos.
Yeah.
Before he fights with those. But
Yeah.
if he can outnumber the Talos this turn, that'll be super good.
Yeah, that would be very, very impactful for sure.
But it looks like he's split up, and that is not what he should have done. He should have sent all 3 Talos into 1 unit, not split them up.
I completely agree.
Because if he fails to kill him, he's got 2 on 1 once again.
So you're just taking out units at a time. That's the whole point of this mission.
Exactly. Especially the hardest unit to kill.
So we have Miguel He 85 saying, "Good job, Bizarre. Bring the tournament back to Spain."
There we go.
Yeah.
Something like that. Close enough.
Something
Thanks,
along
Google
those lines. We just
Translate.
have a very quickly Google Translate.
Vamos Bizarre.
So a lot of support for Bizarre. A lot of support for Bizarre. For those who don't know, Bizarre is Angel Mikey, okay?
Yeah. He's from Deep Game Spain.
He's from Deep Game Spain, and he has a lot of support here at this event and on the stream. Obviously, we're live on the Facebook chat. We're live on the ASM Battle Reports Facebook page, guys. We're live on our own YouTube channel, House of Wargaming, and the same on Twitch, guys.
We're live in 3 places.
Three
Make
places.
sure if you can watch it, make sure you watch it. Get your mums to watch it over dinner today on Mothering Sunday, and make sure you tell all your friends about it too.
Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in on Monday and Sunday in the UK. We appreciate that. Hopefully, your mother isn't too angry with you for not being with her and watching Warhammer instead.
It's been a fantastic event so far. We've had 4 fantastic games.
The Talos have dealt 14 wounds for 2 fails. So you see where the dice are moving there at the top of your screen, guys? The Talos took 2 wounds from 14 possible damage. And that's the chain fails, Mikey, again.
That's the chain fails.
Interestingly, we're not using the macro scalpels, Mikey.
Why not?
I don't know. I couldn't give an answer. Angel has 3 common points left. He has enough to be able to reroll failed wounds.
Yeah, it would cost him 2.
But, oh no, it wouldn't. Is it 1 command point normally?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it would cost him 2, because obviously command point usage is doubled now.
Yeah, stratagem is cost
because of
double.
deadlock, Mikey.
Yeah.
So that is 1 Talos dead, Mikey, from the Archon. So the Archon,
Okay,
the one
that's
Archon
good.
that we questioned the charge,
What a boss.
killed the Talos. That's all good. You see him fall over there. That's
That's
why he's the warlord.
Because he falls
is
over.
the leader of Comorra for these guys, man.
And falls over.
And then he fell over. He's drunk on power.
But as we've seen, like we've got these 2 Talos fighting these 2, and we've got this 1 Talos fighting these 2.
Yeah.
What Angel should have done is just took all 3 and charged this one or this one.
Yeah.
Not split up.
Yeah, because they're not going to kill the units.
He's too reliant on Talos being really good at killing stuff, which normally they are.
But not against
But
the
you're
Talos.
fighting Talos,
Yeah.
you need to focus units.
Yeah.
So let's see. This one is going to fight first with the other Archon. So he really wants to win by the looks of it.
See what happens here, folks.
He really wants to hit because it's an Archon,
Yep.
and then forced to wound. Is
that
that
we got
5
5
wounds? Nice. All fight save though, because it's a 4 +2
Wow.
save. We have a 3-foot save, 3 up armor save, and a 4
At me,
+2
bro, is what he
It's
said.
absolutely horrific. All of those saves. Big love for Matt in the chat. F for Matt in the chat, everyone, because Matt is currently having a great
Rock
time,
bottom.
but not on the battlefield. He's just loving the fact that he's on holiday playing toy soldiers for at least 10 minutes a game.
So some more damage coming into the Talos.
There he goes, Stuart Hay with the F for Matt. F for Matt. Well, he's an absolute legend. He's just not having a great tournament weekend. He's lost every game.
He's took a really good list as well, actually.
He's got a really, really strong orc place. He's just really, really struggling. He played against Nick in the final in this game that's gone, and he got tabled in like 30 minutes.
Wow.
So
He might be the epitome of a net lister, Mike.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're still on some dice here. We're still in the combat phase, guys.
It looks like
Still a
Boris
lot
is
to play for.
taking some saves, or is he about to strike back?
Boris is striking back. I think we're just deliberating which targets we're going to strike back into, guys.
The Vexator Mass does confuse things.
Okay, so we're actually fighting 2 Talos against 2 Talos at the top of your screen, guys,
Okay,
okay?
so
That's how we're using the macro scalpels.
Yeah,
We've
up
got
here.
7 hits.
3's to wound.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no, chain flails. 5's to wound. 2 rerolling. Looks like it's one with the chain flails, so 4 wounds.
Yeah, we're fighting with the chain flares, guys. We've got 6 wounds from the chain flares in total, Mikey. So
2
we failed
fails.
2.
Looks like a pass 1. Is it just one wound taken?
Pass 1 failure. There you go.
So now I've got the other
Down to
unit
1
too.
wound remaining on one of those Talos, Mikey.
Yeah, so now the other 2 Talos are going to fight the other Talos. The green Talos versus the purple Talos.
2 Talos into the single Talos. Well, interestingly, we're not striking the wall on Mikey. How many wounds does that Talos have left, Shane? He's not quite concentrating at the minute. We'll soon find out. So 2 Talos
So
striking
4
a
so
single
far,
Talos.
but re-rolling. 5 wounds.
Okay, so
Looks like it took a wound. Ah, that's the Talos dead. That's the Talos destroyed.
that's another primary point for
Boris.
Mikey.
It certainly is.
You know things about when you're getting primary points in your opponent's turn, Mikey.
Yeah, it's just kills. It's the first mission in the rulebook. Kill each other. And it seems that kill each other isn't quite working because it's just Boris killing things.
It's just Boris.
So this mission is Boris kill things.
So Miguel Angel Canius thinks that Boris is rolling 5s and 6 for Randy. And that's kind of true to a certain extent.
Yeah.
got very good dice in this game. There have been times where he's whiffed his shooting, but when they matter, he's getting those clutch
The
rolls.
saves is important.
Exactly. Especially when you're playing Talos. Okay, so at the end of that, like we said, Boris gets a point for killing the Talos.
Yep, so 8, 11, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1.
Yes.
It looks like a landslide.
It is a bit of a landslide, Mikey, I'm afraid. This is probably the least close game we've had on the stream, apart from maybe the Eldar against Tau game, where that was just unbelievably difficult for the Tau to even hit the Eldar player.
Yeah. So this unit now can go into the Talos, countercharge, Vexator Mask.
Yep.
Sorry.
And that might be all she wrote, Mikey.
That Vexator Mask these guys.
So we're currently in the start of Battle Round 4, Mikey, now.
It is. So now the Talos are adding 1 to hit, re-rolling charges, and are immune to morale.
Yeah, Eternal War, the economy squad. The Premier killed that Talos and killed the Ravager.
Oh, yeah. So Angel actually scored
2 points. He's 4.
Yeah, so he's on the 4.
But that is he's still.
So he killed obviously the Ravager and they finished off a Talos for a unit of Talos as well, Mikey.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 Ravagers and 1 unit of Talos destroyed.
Yep.
By Angel.
Big old sigh.
It's a little bit deflating. And Angel has done his best to a certain extent, but some questionable decisions in terms of target priority. And Boris has just been steamrolling killing units he can kill and running away with the primary objective, Mikey.
Well, this is the thing with a mirror match. What you do is you separate the players who are not to insult Angel, but like you can see that Boris's skills as a player are overwhelming Angel at the minute.
Perhaps not as a player, but just perhaps with this list making.
Yeah.
So what's important is that when you
the
come
lists
to an
are
event,
very similar though.
when you come to an event, you need to know how to play your list.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, you need to know its weaknesses, its strengths, play around them
Yeah.
both. And we have just confirmed from the table that Boris has drew Area Denial, which might be easy to score this turn. Perhaps that Razor Wing Jet Fighter was in the middle, preventing that. And then we have Defend Objective 2. And Defend Objective 2 is right where those 4 Talos are. He's going to bring some more Talos over. Looks like he's going to begin defending that objective again.
And I think those Talos are going to be dead this turn.
As if the game was to end now, it would end at 30-2.
Yeah.
Because one of the playing is gaining line breaker over that side, and then we have the Grots gaining line breaker as well. And we have both of the Warlords alive, Mikey. So it would be 2-2 on the tertiary, which would be a draw.
Yeah.
And it would be 30 points to Boris and 2 points to Angel.
Yeah. But as I said, it's like maybe it does come down to the dice rolls in this sort of game. But as I said, it's 2 players playing a very, very similar list. And Angel has made a lot of mistakes. His target priority has been off. It's like it's kind of been too reliant on the damage output, but like not really considered the fact that he's playing his own army and he knows how resilient his own army is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this point in any tournament really, Mikey, is where you find out people that know their lists and don't know their lists. Yeah. And like you said, well, this is not to insult.
This is like the ultimate test of knowing your list.
Of course,
because it's double. It's on both sides.
Winning those mirror matches is important.
Yeah.
Winning those mirror matches is important. And again, this is not to insult Angel. We're not meaning to insult Angel. We just think he has made questionable decisions for the attack.
They're splitting firing and splitting attacks and charging Talos different
So
ways.
the Talos are actually falling back there, Mikey, interestingly.
Interesting.
I wonder why that decision was made.
That's a good question, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just so
damage prevention at this point.
Damage prevention, yeah.
So
maybe there's a wounded Talos there.
15 minutes remaining, guys. Okay.
So hopefully Boris can make sure he finishes this turn. We can get around 5 in. And also Boris has been looking at the time quite a lot.
That's what you do. I mean, personally, when I play games, I'm very conscious of the time. I want to know how much time I have left. I play my turns fast when it gets towards the end, and I have a plan in my head of what's going to happen the turn before, basically. While your opponent is taking his turn, you should be thinking about where you're going to move.
Yeah. But the thing is, Boris doesn't need to really worry about time. His turns are they're quite obvious what his moves are, and he's quite far ahead.
Yeah, you see the Grotesque in there ready to eat all those Cabalite Warriors. You see the Talos moving over to kill the other Talos.
Even with a couple of mistakes at this point, he's so far ahead that I don't think Angel's will be able to keep up. Not only is he so far ahead, Angel's so crippled, he can't keep up.
Mikey, is there a stratagem that allows Talos to fall back and charge?
I don't think so.
It may have had to be used when they fell back anyway. Perhaps he just wants to open fire onto the Talos and then charge them with the 2 Talos.
Yeah, with the Razor Wing having the Strength 9 guns at D6 damage.
The Void Raven.
The Void Raven, sorry. Yeah, the Void Raven.
So we're into the shooting phase now. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's shooting his Talos that fell back Mikey into the Scourges to get that easy kill point. Because they have a 5 keyword, they can fall back and shoot.
Yeah. Very cheap kill point then.
Okay, so we actually saved both saves, Mikey.
What a waste. Bizarre should be in 5 pound.
No, so actually, Antonio, we've been updating it as the game goes on. So Bizarre has actually killed 3 Ravagers for 3 points and a single unit of Talos for 4 points. So it's 8 to 4 in the primary objective.
Yeah.
Sorry if that's not very clear. We're doing as we go. The Yanker says, "Lol, this chat is dead." We are actually across 3 platforms, so if you find one chat is slightly slow, it's because they're probably chatting in a different chat, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Twitch. Also, it's very early in the morning.
It is early. It is 11:45, so quarter to 11 in the UK, and the US is
So the
asleep.
void raven bomber is firing some missiles into the Scourges, and he actually killed 2 Mikey, so we've almost got another unit kill for
Oh no. That's going
Boris
to put him
said.
on like maybe 10 this turn. Which is going to be absolutely horrific.
So we actually decided to focus all the shots from the void raven bomber into the Scourges, Mikey, Lances as well. And the reason why, getting center 1 point.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple. And it's the opposite. Scourges are dead. 1 more point.
1 more point to Boris.
That's exactly what we're talking about. The angle.
9-4.
Yep. It's very simple when you talk about it, but we're playing for kill points, Mikey. So let's get some kill
Just
points.
kill shit.
Yeah, literally.
There's still 12 minutes on the clock. Should Angel be able to get through his turn quite rapidly? They should be able to get 5 turns out of this.
Possibly.
But as I said, what's he going to do with that turn? He's going to move some razor wings about, have some disintegrate cannons, but he's going to be able to kill any units. I very much doubt
the
it.
growth tests are actually charging a unit of warriors inside the ruins.
Yeah,
I imagine they'll just mow them straight down when they get there as well.
Yeah, totally
As per usual, that tends to be the case with the growth tests. Overwatch
Growth tests
nothing,
are
the
just
charge is potentially successful, we'll just measure up. Of course they can reroll if they need to anyway, Mikey.
Yeah,
They're
because
batter off
they
on
are quite big, but they are infantry, so you can
Yeah,
move through
exactly.
the building and chase the
Like
cavalry.
Drukhari Terminators, but way better.
Yeah.
Way more points
cheaper.
efficient, and way more damage, and way more durable.
Imperial Painter says, "Good morning, lads. Big love to Mikey and the other one."
Wow. I'm just the other one.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, it's Hellstorm Wargaming coverage. We're here with Mikey and the other one.
Mikey and the other one. We've been live. This is game 5 over the weekend. We are very, very rusty this morning, aren't we? Our voices are struggling.
Yeah.
Voice box is going, but we're doing his best.
Doing his best, lad.
We're doing his best,
So we will
lad.
have one more game to come for you guys.
We
and that
do.
will
This is the
decide-
semi-final
Exactly.
of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament.
Exactly. Hell,
We
Henry
did
Moyle,
one.
thank you very much for tuning in.
Morning, brother. Morning. We are in round 5. We have Boris from Boris from Badminton Cafe versus Angel from Deep Game Spain,
Yeah.
battling it out in the semi-finals to be on stream again. That's what they're fighting for.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
fighting to be on stream again.
Because as promised, guys, we will be streaming the final.
The final game
finals
this
will be
afternoon
next.
at like what 1:30.
1:30. So whoever wins that game, guys, they'll be taking
local
home the
time,
trophy.
which is in an hour and 40 minutes. That is when the final starts. We will. He's looking at me funny. We'll be streaming the final, and whoever wins that.
So I've just heard from the table, Mikey, that the Gore-Tex made it into combat. All of them could strike, so they didn't strike. They just took the combat warriors off the board. So that's another kill point for Boris.
Makes sense. The thing is, there's that many attacks.
Another 2 kill points, Mikey. He could strike both units of cavalry warriors.
Wow. It seems that Boris has built a lot of ones.
11, 11, 11, 1.
I said built because I was trying to make a joke about skyscrapers.
Okay. Nah, it doesn't work.
No.
The talents are
You two
fighting
sound
out,
really-
Mikey.
Yeah?
15 wounds with the chain flails.
Oh my god.
We're hitting on 2s, we're wounding on 3s, we're rolling off 12 wounds, Mikey.
Oh no.
2 pluses until they fail. We've got 14.
Here we
wounds.
go. Here we go.
Oh.
Oh, he's
We got
failed.
1.
6 will be no damage.
No
And then there you
sixes.
go.
This many
Warlord
6s.
is probably dead
So
now.
we've got 4 fire-up saves coming in. He's dead. He's dead. That's
About to say
Warlord.
armor save. Now he's dead.
That's not Warlord. That's just a Nathan.
That's just
It's another kill point, Mikey. 12 kill points.
It's another kill point.
It's another Rakon. It's another kill point. So it's currently 12 to 4 on the primary objectives.
Yeah, this looks like a landslide.
We have heard from the table that the players are considering calling the game now, Mikey.
Okay, so let's take the handshake. Are we going to see a handshake?
Potentially,
Yeah.
but I mean,
But I think they're just chatting out what can actually be done.
Angel still has a turn left potentially, so we will see what happens.
I mean, it's been a bit of a landslide, right?
Yeah.
Boris's list is super good. He got the first turn, managed to shut down a lot of Angel shooting.
Yeah.
And then he's been able to get into combat where he needs to,
Yeah.
draw out the Talos where he needs to, so he can focus fire on everything else, and then swing back in and shut him down.
Yeah. I genuinely think that this is a comfortable victory for Boris. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been much of a test realistically. I think everything that Boris has done has been correct. I don't think he's had many headaches to a certain extent. Obviously, when there's 3 units of 2 Talos in the enemy army, it's harder to make decisions about what you shoot, like we touched on previously in the stream.
Yeah.
But it seems like everything he's done has been to the point, very effective, and as you can see, 12 primary kill points making.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Angel has 2 Talos left, along with his Warlord Archon, and a couple of characters.
Yep.
He has a Razor Wing, another Razor Wing that's just under here, and I think 1 unit of Cab
No,
Lights.
they're all dead now.
All the Cab Lights are
They're
dead.
all
Okay.
destroyed.
So no units of Cab Lights. That's what Angel has left. But Boris has 4 units.
So all the movement's done. This is what happens when you have very little models left. We're just shooting now. As you can see, that Razor Wing Jetfire stayed in the deployment.
Yeah, Satala Tentacle, thank you very much for follow, brother. Hello there.
Appreciate the follow. Hello there.
You need to drink more and get more chocolate. I need a coffee, brother. That's what I need.
Andy, we need you for the chocolate. Bobby Hall says Drukhari to win. What a great
Drukhari are going to win for sure. Yeah, we'll change it.
Okay. So we're actually trying to fire at the homunculus. We only did 1 wound though.
Yeah, makes sense. We're trying to organise it because we're going to change the table for the last round.
We are indeed.
So we're going to try and get an interesting table for you for the final game, which is the final of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, which is whoever wins will be the champion, who will take away the gigantic trophy that's sat in front of us. So I was saying Boris has the Void Raven, which is here. He has a unit of Talos.
Razor Wing Jetfire firing at a unit of Rax, Mikey, to clear away the unit of Rax. I do believe it's focus firing to get that kill point.
I think that's probably
that we so desperately need. I think that's probably right too. I mean, we could fire. Interestingly, what you've seen here is people completely ignore the flyers, Michael.
Yeah.
No damage dealt to any flyer.
No, they've not bothered because they managed to hit. They ignore damage, you got invulns. Why bother?
Yep.
It's easy to focus on the stuff that's actually killing you.
Scoring points.
The Razor Wings are good at killing infantry, but not infantry with invulnerable saves, which the Rax have. They have 4+ and then a 6 up ignore damage.
Absolutely. So we have 6 minutes left in the round here, guys. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get another battle round in.
No, I think this is probably going to be the last turn.
Yeah, there are a few
TOs
and a few spectators around the table now.
Yeah.
The pressure is on.
Yeah, it's like there's there's not much time, and also it's kind of a landslide.
Yeah.
With another turn, could Angel actually catch up and make a
Okay,
difference?
so we actually cleared out the unit of Rax with the Razor Wing Jetfire, and this is where you think for Angel, should he have been doing this earlier? The answer is yes, he should. You try and kill the units that you can kill effectively and fast, so that you have no punch back and you get ahead on that primary objective.
Yeah, but they're so hard to kill with that 4+ invulnerable, right?
Well, he did it. He just did it in 1 round of shooting, Mikey.
All right. Well, he killed 1 last turn. Don't forget that was unit 4 he
He
shooted.
did, but he has 2 Razor Wing Jetfires.
Yeah.
2 turns he kills all 3 units of Rax.
He was too busy splitting fire.
So he's firing everything remaining into the Talos from his Talos, Mikey. Okay.
Okay.
Into the unit in front of him that I imagine he will charge very shortly.
Yeah. These ones.
Obviously, we have 2 Vexator Mass in this area now, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Interesting because it is Angel's turn.
Yeah, so Angel, we have to choose which unit to fight last first, which then Boris's unit will be chosen to fight last as well. And then basically Angel will strike first anyway.
Yeah.
So the 2 makes no difference. All it means is all the characters get strike first as well.
The Talos are charging. This is the Overwatch from the Haywire Blasters from Boris. 2 hits, 1 wound.
Failed save.
He saved it.
Oh,
And they're in. That's the charge, guys.
there you go.
So the combat phase ensues. Homunculus is in. Interestingly, he didn't charge the Homunculus first to take no Overwatch. Again, this is a little thing about knowing your list, Mikey.
I think at this point it's just pressure.
I mean, yeah, potentially, yeah.
He knew his list because he charged his homunculus earlier. I think at this point he's just kind of decided that the game's gone anyway.
Okay.
He's just trying to squeeze some points out.
Like you said, here are the characters' attacks because the Vexator Mass stops all the Talos hitting first.
Amazing. And then we can't do the dice roll because of Boris's beautiful, luscious locks.
1 wound taken, so that is a Talos destroyed, Mikey.
Amazing.
And then we have 1 Talos left.
Do you know why it's dying? Because he's charged everything into 1 unit.
But yeah, okay.
I mean, he was forced
That's
to.
the focus fire, huh?
But he's focused.
So now we have the Talos potentially fighting. Or is this?
It could be the
So this is the Archon first.
forced to wound re-rolling ones.
4 wounds.
All passed.
All passed.
You can tell it's
now
a pass because they all do the hands.
Now we have 2 Talos, Mikey, and I'm interested to see what weapons we choose to fight with. If it was me, I would go with the Macroscarpus personally.
It's a Talos on 4 wounds, right?
It's on 4 wounds, Mikey.
Yeah. So he's going to have to do 8 damage to
He's
him.
using the flails, Mikey.
That is 20 attacks though.
I mean, it's 20 attacks, but
Hitting on 2s. So here we go.
we have the saves, we have the feel no pain. I don't know if that was the right thing. The reroll wounds, yeah, that's right.
2's to hit. 1, 2 missed. 3 missed. 17 hits. buys to wound. What he should have done is use his reroll, the reroll strat.
You reroll anyway with the chain first, Mikey.
You do anyway, stupid. So it's like. While it was
It's forced to win because of Homunculus, Mikey.
Yeah.
Strength 5 base, and then we're 6 now. And there's no Homunculus in range of those Talos, so they're only taking 6.
Yeah.
Boris' Talos, that is.
Looks like he took 4, 5. It looks like he passed once. It looks like he took 4 wounds.
Down to 4 wounds. Perfect. Good maths, Mikey.
There you go. Hopefully, at the end of the game, we're going to get Mr. Stephen Pardo to interview both players if he can. But as I said, this is kind of like a following conclusion now.
Okay.
But we are going to, as I said, we're going to be changing the board for the final game, bringing you some more interesting terrain.
So the flails from Boris are going into the Warlord for 10 attacks. If you
sense.
kill this Warlord, it will win him the tertiary.
Here we go, saves coming up.
Interesting stuff.
1 at a time. Until he fails. That's 1 passed, 2 passed, 3 passed. 4 failed. That is Warlord, gotta be.
I don't know, Mike. These are 1 damage.
There you go. Saves. Looks like he's failed 3 of them. 6
No
ups.
pains.
He's gonna make 1. He made 1. He's on 1 wound.
We did hear the cheer from Angel.
Yeah. Well, there's only 2 minutes left, which means it probably won't be another turn.
So there is the change of boards in preparation in front of us here. Mikey, so we have some amazing terrain for game number 6, the final of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament, live on SMB Reports Facebook page, our own Twitch, and
yes, we are
YouTube
live
channel.
over 3 platforms all weekend. We are going into the final game at 1:30 local time, which is in 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours, Mikey, correct?
Yeah. 1.5.
Gives the players the lunchtime, a nice break. Lets us refresh.
Yeah, and we've got everyone else moves the tables while we go for coffee.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy 2 coffees, I think. So I think they're just kind of deciding what would happen now.
It actually looks like we're actually playing 10-5, Mikey.
We are playing turn 5, okay.
I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think it's going to change any of the game, except maybe that.
The thing is Boris needs to get Warlord.
Yeah, so Boris is
So he can win tertiary.
basically just seeing this prey in front of him and trying to eat it all up.
Yeah.
So it's just going to try and kill the Warlord. That's the only thing that matters at this point in time. Interestingly though, if Boris did fire everything into the Razor and Jetfire, he could some get line break as well. So interesting. And the Vexator Mask will stop the Talos from being able to fight first, so the Archon will be able to hit the Talos first.
Yeah. So the Talos going to be able to come over, so he's got another 3
the
Talos
next
to
unit are going to
play.
come over, they're going to charge as well.
Charge all the characters, get Warlord.
If the Warlord dies here, I expect to see a handshake and it'll be the full 32-0 sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. It's big.
Yep. So again, we'll have both Vexator Masks, which means that all the characters will hit first, but because it is the Boris' turn, warning if his Talos will strike before the arena Talos.
Yeah.
So I expect to see 2 Talos going into the Archon basically.
Yeah, they'll probably. I think one of them will just go into the Archon with the chain
Well,
flails.
he has no save. You don't even need, if you just go macro scalpels,
Yeah,
he's not going to get save.
Yeah.
Straight damage.
Yeah.
So we'll have 10 attacks from macro scalpels hitting on 2s, winning on 2s.
I think he'll probably. I think he'll. No, well, he doesn't really need to split at this point, unless the Talos come in.
So he's shooting
and kill
everything from the bowman into the Razor Wing, like we said, trying to ignore that line breaking for the opponent.
someone. Yeah. Looks like he's failed. Talos is charging the
That's shooting
characters.
done. Shooting done, we're just charging now, guys.
Looks like
So
charging made.
they're in. Put them
I
into
like
the
Boris's flap when it says, "Can you move this a bit?" He does like
get
a
them.
flap.
Get them in.
Flap.
Take them.
Flappy charge.
Put them there. Yeah.
So the Vexator.
So he's
each
actually
other.
used the so Angel has used the Vexator Mask on the unit of 2 Talos, Mikey.
Yeah.
So his 1 Talos will be able to attack first. So the 1 Talos is attacking the Archon now. It looks like we have a lot of wounds.
It looks like he's going to
8
chain
wounds. We
flails.
did use the chain first, so 8 wounds.
It's just so many dice.
There we
at
go.
this point. He's
Let's
only
see
got
what
1
happens.
left.
The Archon is dead. We have Feel No Pains.
There you go. That
He's
is
dead. I
Slayer
expect to see
Warlord.
the handshake now, guys. This will be the full 32-0. Looks like Angel is trying to fight till the very end. If he has a turn, I will be surprised with his bravery. But it is now a foregone conclusion, guys. This will be
So now you're
a
working
32-0.
So Angel goes in with his Talos first to kill another Talos, gaining another point, meaning he'll still lose majorly.
Yeah, big time.
But there you go.
So it's going to be a major win for Boris on the primary objective, which will net him 16 points.
Yeah.
A major win for Boris on the secondary objective, which will net him 12 points. And there's very little chance of Boris to lose the tertiary as well. What will have to happen? That Razor Wing Jetfire will not be able to score Linebreaker because it has to go away. So he will not get Linebreaker.
Yeah.
He will very unlikely kill the Warlord unless he flies on top of it and fires everything at it, but he is renowned for split fire, Mikey.
Oh,
So we'll see what happens in that regard.
there you
So
go. It's a stage coming up for the
at
Talos.
best now, he can
Mike,
score
he
an
kills
additional
the
point.
Talos.
No, I bet he scores an additional point for his tertiary, and that's it.
Yeah.
If I was Angel, I'd probably just say I'm gonna go have a break and go recharge and come back for the next game.
No, he wants to play it out.
So we're just working out some more attack style guys into the Talos.
Yep, it looks like the other two Talos, Boris's two Talos, are going to be fighting each other.
Just for your guys' viewing pleasure, there will be no double Talos next game, so it will not stagnate with combat, guys. Okay?
Thank God. We'll probably see Talos, well, not double Talos, which is the main thing.
Okay, so we actually killed the Talos Mikey, killed another unit, and it has exploded and dealt one more wound to the Talos Rhino. So that will give Angel another primary objective.
Yep.
The hope
So
for
that's
Angel
6-3-1.
here is to possibly get enough primary objectives to not get major victories. So obviously he needs to score 3 more primary objectives, which is very, very unlikely.
But,
And it looks like, are we in Angel's turn yet? I don't think we are, no. This is still
this is just the other two Talos dragging back. So that looks like they're going into the homunculus. It looks like they're going to try and pile in over, but kill the homunculus now. Another point for Boris. Looks like he's hit. Rolling to wound will be 3s.
Roll the 1s with the chain flails. Well, not just 1s, Mike, it's all failed wounds.
All failed wounds. So
these are all saves on the homunculus. It looks like we have.
Looks like 8 so far, and it's going in with the second round of attacks. Rather than 10 dice at a time, which is nice. Another 3, maybe 4 attack.
11 saves, Mikey.
11 saves on the homunculus. So he has a 4 up invulnerable.
There we go. Shakes them dice for good luck.
Made a few. Oh, he made loads.
Just one goes through.
Wow.
Oh,
So-
it takes 2 fill up into Mikey.
Yeah. That's homunculus. That's another
that's
point for Boris.
Another good point. Exploding homunculi. So, I'll be
Is that
very
the end?
surprised if he takes the 10. I mean, it is the end. There's no way that Boris can lose this game in any points now.
No. Are they going to shake hands? If
they
they
gonna
shake
shake
hands, I think that's probably the wisest move at this point.
Angel said he is going to try his luck and see if he can sneak some points in this last battle round. Mikey for Angel.
Is it worth it though?
Is it worth it? I mean, there's nothing to lose, right? He's lost the game. All he can do is try and claw some stuff back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's true. So we'll see what you can do. Maybe pull a couple of points back during the last round. But it is round 5. Boris is a landslide victory currently.
It's very
What
good
he
play
needs
from
to
Boris,
do
really.
is he does have line breaker once again. What he'd have to do is kill the warlord.
Yeah.
To draw a tertiary.
Absolutely.
Looks like the Talos are running away. Talos are doing a run. They're doing a run away from the other Talos. It is the last turn of the game, so they're not going to be in combat. There you go. There's the handshake. There's the handshake. So let's let those guys pack up, clear out, and we'll cut back to us. Welcome back, guys. That was round 5.
Yeah.
Drukhari versus Drukhari.
The Talos
beat
beatdown. The Talos beatdown, Mikey, yeah. So
What a game it
alongside
was.
all the disintegrated cannons, all the splinter fire, all the haywire, it was just too much to surmount after Boris got the first turn.
Yeah, Boris had that super good alpha.
Yep.
Right, so and it was tough for Angel to retaliate after that. So
And then we saw the Grotesques come in. They mopped up all the Cavalry Warriors, and that was all she wrote, really. Once Boris started running away with the primary objective, which again, we always solidify that is 16 points. If you win that, all you can do is draw the game, guys.
Yeah.
So Boris went straight for that. He got maybe a little bit lucky on the cards, so I played the cards perfectly.
he did get he scored 6 cards turn 1.
Exactly. So he was way ahead in the secondary, and then eventually he won the tertiary as well. So it looks like we're lucky enough to have an interview, Mikey, with both the players.
Yeah. So I said that was Boris's win. Massive shout out to Angel for playing in that game.
Yeah, well done. Well done to
Boris
both
at
the
Paris Cafe. Boris will be going on into the final 5 wins to win this huge trophy.
Look at it.
As you can see, look,
Massive.
Look, as I said, look at that. That is humongous.
It's bigger than my head.
It's bigger than both of our heads
big.
put together.
It's bigger
So
than
let's
ours.
have it. Shall we have an interview?
Yeah, let's go.
So we're going to have a chat to Boris
Hello
and
to Steve with the
Angel and with Mr. Stephen Pardo on the report cam.
Okay, guys, so the game 5 on the live stream has just finished. We have Boris here from UK and Angel from Spain. So we're just going to have a small little interview of how the game has gone, what they think they did right, what they think they did wrong, and how the game advanced during the turns, and if they had maybe done anything wrong or anything like that. So I'm going to start off with Angel, if you don't mind, Boris. So Angel, You've just got 0 points at the moment, so you have been doing really, really well for the event until now.
I met this guy.
And it's a very, very similar list as well. So,
Yeah, very similar.
do you want to talk about how it went?
Sure. I made 2 crucial mistakes in this game that I think cost me the game. The first one was this mission was he was going to start first unless I seized because of the mission. It isn't +1 to the one that ends deploying first. It's directly you start the game. So knowing that, I should have kept my 3 Ravagers in reserve. I really should have kept my 3 Ravagers in reserve, but I didn't do it. I didn't think he had the firepower to knock 2 of them down. I was wrong, obviously. He had. So yeah, that was also I was counting on the stratagem, the -1 to hit, and he vected it. So really well done for him. And after losing 2 of my Ravagers, I made. I don't think it's a mistake, but because really it could have gone other way. But I re-rolled a die on a 5+ to keep 1 Ravager on 3 wounds, so he had to commit more disintegrators into him that he wanted to. And after that, the center Ravager of my army, the one that was in the center, dead center of my army, exploded and did 3 mortal wounds to my whole army. So that was, yeah, and that was no reroll because I used it before. So that was, those were my 2 biggest mistakes. I think what kept me in the game for longer than that was that he whiffed hard in his turn 2. He whiffed really hard. He didn't kill one of my shooty units. So I thought if I bubble wrap my army against the grotesques, what I did with the Cavalry Warriors, and kill all his shooty stuff, my Talos can beat his Talos because he didn't have neither Urion or the other homunculus, so I had an advantage in a mirror match between Talos. But well, it's a dice game, so the rolls did go his way. I whipped hard with the stratagem of re-rolling to wound with the Talos, and yeah, that was game. But really, what gave him the game, like I said, was that he whiffed turn 2. If he didn't whiff, I would have been dead in the water by turn 1, really.
So are you having fun anyway? You've had great games?
Yeah, a great game. Boris is a really, really nice guy. We had a really fun game. We laughed a lot, and he's one hell of a guy. So yeah, thanks for the interview.
Thank you, Angel. We're turning now to Boris. So Boris, you were on table 2, so this was actually table 2. So you're going to table 1 now, and I think you've got Ben Jones and his Drukhari now as well. So you're playing Drukhari as well. So first of all, explain a bit about how the game worked. What was your game plan, and what do you think about having Drukhari again in the next game as well?
He's first of all, thank you, Angel, for the game. I really enjoyed it. Very unlucky I mean, obviously I went first in a mirror match. If you go first, that can sometimes swing it. I think Ben's list is very different than mine because he's got Venom Spam and 3 bombers. So I actually think he's got the advantage list on list because his list is very good at scoring I haven't seen what the mission is for the last game, but his list is very good at scoring the mission, and the bombers are really good against my army because they can mortal wound the Talos and void lance my Ravagers. So I think it's going to be a tough game.
Okay, guys, so that's it from Boris and Angel. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. We're enjoying it a lot. So stay tuned at 1:30. So in about an hour, I think it is an hour, we're back on the live stream for Game 6. So thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Mr. Stephen Parker for that interview.
It's always nice to have the interview. Get a little bit of the insight from both the players because we don't mic them up, it's just two talking.
No. So we obviously watched how it went, but then we get the inside view. But that's a thank you to Boris and Angel. Boris from Badminton Cafe, Angel from Deep Game Spain.
Yep.
Perfect champs, perfect sports.
So you see what I mean about them looking really similar now? They look like brothers, right?
Did everyone know which one was Boris and which one was Angel? Because I've already forgotten.
I think Boris had the Badminton Cafe polo one, so that kind of helped.
You'd hope so.
But yeah, so Boris will be going forward back into the final.
Into the final. So Boris will hopefully be on stream again. Obviously, we don't force anyone to be on the stream.
So if the players don't want to be, they don't have to be.
We always ask, but we don't really get involved.
Consent is important, Michael.
Consent, always ask. You know, would you like a cup of tea? No, you don't have to have one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll be having the final in an hour and 20 minutes.
Yes.
So it'll be 1:30 British summertime +1. So if you're in the UK, that'll be 12:30 for
So
you.
now go out with your mother now. Say I love
Take
you,
her
mother,
out
and
for
then come
lunch.
back and watch Warhammer.
Take her for a McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah.
Come back at
20 nugs.
Yeah, get a cup of tea, get a couple of bickies, and we'll be back for the final at 1:30 or 12:30 UK
Cas Payne
time.
agreed, said they both look really similar.
They do.
So they do.
But the thing is, I know what's similar, how polite they were to each other.
Exactly.
So there's a super good chance.
No BM, Mikey. No BM.
No tea was spilt during this game, except for last night with the lists.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
So 1:30, the final of the Gibraltar Grand Tournament here in Gibraltar. Who would have thought that?
In Gibraltar, you have to say with more effort, Toby. Try it again. Gibraltar.
And it's live on SM Battle Report's Facebook page, our own YouTube channel, Hellstone Wargaming, and our own Twitch page, Hellstone Wargaming. So with that said, guys.
Oh, are you gonna lead it?
I'll do it.
I trust you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
Let's move the trophy out of the way, it's important.
All right.
We don't need this.
With that said, guys, we've been Hellstone Wargaming.
You guys have been fantastic,
and we'll see you in the next game.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
We'll see you in the next game.
Let's go.
1 hour.
Bye-bye.